And we are live. Shout out to Miss Goldie Robinson. Miss Goldie Robinson, thank you for being the first one here this morning. Shout out to the people going out to work this morning. Shout out to the people coming in from work this morning. Extra special big up shout out to the people who work multiple jobs. I have the utmost respect for you. Shout out to my entrepreneurs, my stay at home moms and pops, my retirees. Shout out to the drivers. Shout out to the Uber driver, Lyft driver, truck driver, taxi driver, food delivery drivers, round town and long distance truck drivers. Shout out to the crossing guards. Shout out to the school teachers. Shout out to law enforcement personnel, medical field personnel, military personnel. Whatever it is you do for a living, shout out to you. Shout out to every single clean hearted, good hearted person who wants good for others as much as you want good for yourself. And on days like these, we say, it's the freaking weekend, baby! Ha ha! Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. Shout out to Asarin Odetta, that Pussy G is in the building. Onika St. John, Senior Sexy. Sharon Spence is here. Wayne Nathan, Sean Cassell, BM. Big up yourself, Kaz Robinson. Thank you for being here. Tracy Chin, Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr, Elaine Brown, Bedroom Bully 27, Dorothy T, Twixie 28 building with us. Welcome, Twixie. Happy Easter. Shout out to everybody tuning in and all the names that I won't be able to call because we can't sit down right there, so I'm just give shout outs all morning, right? It's a beautiful Friday. The weather is nice for us here in sunny South Florida. I intend to enjoy the weather all weekend. Come here, sidekick. Come say hi. Say good morning.
Hi.
Say, say good morning.
Morning.
Yeah, say, you got to go get ready for school, though. All right? She wanted to start the live with me this morning, so here she is. Kai's not feeling too good. Milani wasn't feeling too good first. Now Kai's really not feeling good. So Kai's gonna be home. Mommy's gonna be home with Kai today though, and did all the run around and stuff. So, but Milani wants to go to school. So, right, mommy?
My brother got the same thing as me.
Your brother got the same thing that you had. Yeah, he's burning up with a fever. Anyways, he'll be all right. All right. So let me do this, and then when you're ready to leave, then you can come back and see me. Okay?
Okay.
All right. I love you.
I love you.
All right. All right. School on Good Friday. Yes, yes, yes. School on Good Friday. I know Jamaica with it. It's a religious holiday. It's not a federal or government holiday. So yeah, school today. Thanks for passing right over my name. Love still. Lulu. Lulu Ridges, I didn't pass over your name. You weren't in the room yet. Oh God, now make me feel bad. Big up to Lulu Ridges. Thanks for being in the house this morning. BM Wayne Nathan, Tracy Chin, Dorothy T, British Jamaican girl, Onika St. John, Sandra Ellis is in the building. Lady J, big up yourself. Lulu Ridges says happy Friday, SoFlo. And thanks for passing right over my name. But his love still. CJ Sexy is in the building. Lil Red Gucci, thank you for being here. I appreciate you greatly. Here we go. That shirt so flow BM. Well, you know, there's a lot of bumbleclot things going on. I hope nobody in here isn't so highty, tighty, and high and mighty. Because if I say the word bumbleclot in front of certain people, they immediately tune out. You will see the number drop from 160. What you said one clock, watch the number, right? You said one clock twice, that number goes from 183 to about 100. Real quick, 83 holier than thou art people exit the room and say them will come back later. Oh, you turn me off so much when you say that word. And that shirt, I just can't watch and look at you while you're wearing that shirt. So I listen to you because I know you said stuff that makes sense, but I just can't look at the screen. I've been told things like that, you know? Boy, they did a number on us. They did. They did a number on us for us to like hate our culture so much, you know, and make up these negative things about our things that our ancestors created that were passed down to us in order for us to be assimilated into some other person's world and their view of what we should be and all this other stuff. Hear me, someone. Yes, so we're there with it. Giving thanks and praises to the Most High. First of all, starting out on this beautiful Friday morning. Today is the 18th of April, 2025, and we are happy to be alive. We understand that we are blessed. We are chosen. We were gifted today, the present, This is the gift, the present, and we are here. All right, we are elated to be here, and we're gonna smile all morning, no matter what one, just as a sign of us giving praises and being thankful to be here. All right, give it to them. That bumbo. All right, so this is what we have on the board this morning. Um, First of all, let me say this. On a note that sometimes Spectrum can be rather tricky, my internet supplier. So sometimes the live freeze and then we have to start all over again. Please come back if the live freezes. Okay, I promise you I will restart the modem and come right back. That's what it's the problem is. I called Spectrum each time. All they did was restart the modem and everything was up and running again. I got a new modem and a technician that, remember I told y'all I said Jamaicans are everywhere. The technician that came last weekend, when was it last weekend or a few days ago when the live shut down, it was a Jamaican woman. And I had never seen a woman technician with Spectrum in all the years I've been living here. So, we everywhere doing everything and all that. But anyway, they came, they checked all the cables, they gave me a new modem. We still froze 2 days ago. So I'm hoping we won't, but if we do, please come right back. This time I know what to do. I'll just shut it down and restart right away and we'll come right back. Because usually we'll build up, build up, build up until we're like 1,000 and something in here, and then it shuts down and then like half of the people come back. So I'm telling you ahead of time in case it shuts down. The conversations are going to be pretty good this morning. All right. We're going to start out with words or phrases that Jamaicans use when they do not want to curse. Don't start yet. Do not start typing it yet. Then we're going to go into, we have just a little update and shout outs to dancehall music is on fire right now. And if you know me, you know I'm a very big dancehall head. Like, it's a part of our culture that I enjoy thoroughly. So big things are going over there. Some Mavado, Vibes Cartel, Alkaline, Bounty Killer, Black Rhino, Sizzla, Kalonji, these kind of things. So we're going to talk about those for a minute, just to drop some information, a bit of an entertainment. And then there's a article where I saw the video actually, but then an article was printed. Asafa Powell, our great sprinter Asafa Powell. Asafa said that his kids will not be running to represent Jamaica as athletes if, and we're going to get into the if and whatever else he said along the way. Neo, the entertainer, the singer, Neo, who's, ooh, there's something about, and Cartel and Spice, take that and flip it in a ramping shop. Yeah, Neo divorced his wife of 10 years to be with, in an open relationship with what he called 4 wives. And today he says he is the happiest he's ever been. So we're going to explore that. I know he's done, I know they've been divorced for a minute now. I know he's been gallivanting and flaunting with these 4 ladies. Well, it was 3 before. He's added another one to the stable, so now it's 4. Now, 1 man and 4 women and these things. We're going to talk about that. The one that is going to take the cake this morning, though, I think is going to be the Karmelo Anthony case. Karmelo Anthony versus Austin Metcalf case. Austin Metcalf is dead. Let me start out by saying, with the utmost respect, my sincere condolences to Austin Metcalf's family. It's a sad situation, but it's worth exploring. So many of you have been trying to get me to, if you look in the comment sections, you'll see it. People are like, SoFlo, please talk about Karmelo Anthony. And I'm like, I really don't want to. And then another person, SoFlo, please talk about, I really don't want to. I really don't want to. I really don't want to. I really, okay, I have to. Because too many of you have said, talk about it, please. So if you know how we do over here, if too many of you ask me to do something, I just have to do it because that's the way it goes, right? Um, Sad that he died, and sad that the young man is facing prison time, says Onika St. John. So we're going to get into all that. Usually I would ask you where I should start, but I don't think that's what I want to do this morning. I think I want to push off first, get some stuff out the way, and then get into that. We're looking at probably about a 2-hour show this morning, if that long. All right, so stay with it. We're gonna make it as fun as can be. I'm thinking it's going to get a bit testy at some point. All right. Another Rick Cannon minus the babies. Nick Cannon minus the babies says Pussy G. All right. Let's start out with something fun. Because I know I have a lot of Jamaicans in here. So words or phrases that Jamaicans use when they do not want to curse. We're gonna start out light because it's gonna get heavy. So we're gonna start out light. Words or phrases that Jamaicans use when they do not want to curse. Me post joke. BM says. BM says me push joke. Kaz Robinson says sugar. Oh, sugar? Cat. Me never hear no Jamaican say sugar. Maybe I should say Caribbean people, so I could learn something from my other Caribbean people in here, right? Now I get a lot of Jamaican though, because there are a lot of Jamaicans in here. Let's Bond TV. I will bust your friggin' mind. friggin'. Friggin' is one. Definitely friggin'. Ja, Miss Golden Robinson says. Sugar. Never heard sugar though. Have a great weekend, SOUFLOTV and family. RR123, big up yourself. You do the same. Let's One TV says Rasta Ja. When you want clot a bomba clot, you say Rasta Ja. Yeah, don't let me diss you up. Oh, don't let me diss you up, you know. Uh that usually follows by disses. When Jamaican them say don't let me diss you, you know, and this is coming. Me fenny. I'm me fenne. Kaz Robinson, me fenne. We say penny. We never hear penny yet. Penny. Feneh. Penny. Me fenne. Kakafat. Remember kakafat? um, okay. Oh, bedroom bully 27 said, oh, scunt hole. That's a curse word. That's another Scott. Yeah, that's a curse word. Bedroom bully. Kiss me neck back. Yes, Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Cur. Kiss me neck back. Or kiss me granny back foot. Me back foot. See, that British Jamaican girl said it. Me back foot. For those of you who are not Jamaican, you can learn something. And for those of you who are not Jamaican, you can also teach the rest of us who are Jamaican something this morning. It's a Caribbean affair, right? Kiss me neck back. RR123. Yeah. You know, some my grandparents, I never even heard them say any of those. All the substitute, the people them did so good, them not even did use the substitute words for Christian people in Jamaica when you're growing up, they'll use the substitute words. But how are they? My grandmother used to say, my grandfather used to say, anybody see me die in trial though, but he wouldn't say a curse word. Me blue light, blue, me blue light. I haven't heard that in I haven't heard that in ages. Blows on skirt. Yeah, blows on skirt is one. For sure. Cara drive past and it crash down a road in front of everybody you hear. Blows on skirt. Instead of somebody dropping an F-bomb, right? Holy, we would say blows on skirt. I'm telling y'all where. I remember the caller that called in and said, you know, and I said it too, certain things we don't want to really teach certain people because some things we just want to keep to ourselves. So I might give away one or two, like how it is used. And, you know, that's us teaching the world, us. But we can't give you everything. How the backside? I think we heard how the backside a whole lot. If you're Jamaican growing up, you heard how the backside a whole lot. Blouse and skirt, you probably heard a whole lot too. Miss Golly Robbins says, me underneath. me underneath. Yo, RR123 says, I learned my saying from my family workers. Wait it. Blurt neat. Yeah, oh God, let's buy TV. Y'all go way back now. Blurt neat. All y'all walking in the house and you lick up your toe, you know, you jam your toe up on the edge of the furniture or something, and you cause instead of F-bombs and all that, you probably say, blurt neat. You know what? Even this is one you would try to avoid, right? Me body. Shakira, we get that from it up. She always saying that me body, but she normally says that when it's something to laugh about. You know? Lord God, says Mervyn, the point Jamaica cur. Caca a caca fart, we used to say caca fart. Let me see, we're running out of them now. What other one we can think of? That's about it. That's about. Oh no! Remember when them used? I don't know if you know. Rotted. Rotted is very popular for sure. And then this one, Bongo push the grass cat. We used to walk around as kids saying, Bongo push the grass cat. How the Bongo push the grass cat? You know, Bongo is the dread that's pushing the grass cat. You know, and them kill you with lick. Cause you never want to say Bongo rascal. You say Bongo pushy grass. How the Bongo pushy grass cat? That's about it. Bloody. That is so British. Bloody hell. That is so British. Darn. Darn and bloody. Oh, you must be in the UK, Dorothy. Dorothy T, you in the UK? Me neck, kiss me neck back. Dorothy T in the UK. She must be, because darn and bloody is definitely British. All right. We start out on a good little start out this morning, right? Do some cultural exchange on these things. And we could use all those instead of dropping F-bombs and these things. For those of you who have kids and grandkids, continue to keep the culture alive, teach them these things, you know, it might save them. Well, the other day I was saying something to Milani, and Milani just reel off a Jamaican curse word. Live on the air with SOUFLOTV. Good morning.
Bless up on the good try, my boss.
What go on, my brother?
Yeah, man. Me head side and far all two of them. You
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
did? Me head side.
Yeah.
Shut your far toe. Hey.
Yo. Hey. All right, sir.
Yeah, man.
Well, I say everything good?
Everything good so far, you know? Make money work.
All right, all right. Manners.
All right, sir.
Manners. Hey. Yeah, Milani just reel off out of nowhere. I think she said this one right here. I think she was like, Bomba clot. And I was like, I said, Milani, please don't. We have to tell them, you know, like, don't go around your grandmother and say this, you know. Because if she go around our grandmother and said this. We don't know how Jamaican grandparents stay, right? They just in that phase in their life where, you know, there are certain things you just can't say. They won't tolerate. My mom has never heard me curse. She probably hear by watching this, but she has never heard me say a word that is considered a curse word in Jamaican culture. Do I think that bomba clot and ras clot and all those are curse words? No, I don't. I don't think that. And well, they could be used as curse words, but they are space fillers. They are words that we use when we feel a certain kind of way, because it could be used many different ways to mean many different things, right? And me keeping my culture alive, I'm not going to run away from them. But I'll tell you this: I would still never use this in front of Miss Ruby and Mars Cleavy, and I would still never use this in front of my mother. Now I know somebody is gonna be like, so why you put it on a t-shirt and you're wearing it on your show? This me keeping the culture alive. But me still not have the time to go explain to my mother say, Mommy, stop man. I just, you know, the people them never want us to carry on our ancestral languages. So we don't have no time for that. You mommy right. Right? That's that if you're Caribbean, you understand this. Mommy right, right? Don't shut the trap and go the next way. Don't wear it round her, don't say it round her, and that's that. So I wouldn't do that. My parents, I just don't talk like that around my parents. My dad, never heard me curse like that in front of him, and I wouldn't. My mom either wouldn't. I just saw the thing go, right? To blow, yeah, how many to blows a skirt? RR123 said there's a British Jamaican author called Maria Lewis with books of old Jamaican sayings to keep tradition going. Called Maria Lewis. I like them something here. Maria Lewis books. All right. Well, you know, shout out to Miss Lou. as well. Miss Lou, our stalwart, our great, what's the word again? Not she wasn't just a storyteller. There's a word that's used for those who came through the channel and passage of time, and their job was to convey to us what the ancestors left for us, and big it up in a big way before they go, and we're supposed to carry those traditions on. So big up to Miss Lou for being that. So, there's a Jamaican lady online that cusses pure bumbleclot. Pussy G. Bomba clot is an expression. It's better than you hearing me drop the F bomb every 2 seconds, right? Car crash in front of you. Bomba clot. You walking in the house, you lick your toe up on the side of the furniture. Bomba clot. You don't say, oh, F you, that hurt. Which is what you usually say, right? We say bomba clot, like anything. Your friend can tell you a secret. And you have to say, bumbo clot. See, there are different bumbo clots, right? And it's all everybody know, every Jamaican know this different bumbo clot, and it's all on how you say it. We are getting a lesson in a bumbo clot this morning. Then we're gonna go on to our next topic. Hear this. There are different ways to say it, people. Bumbo clot doesn't just fit one thing. This is why for us it's not really a curse word. It's just a word you use when you are expressing, when you have extra in the expression kind of thing. I whisper something to my brethren and I say, yo, don't look now. But say, the brother over there, so in the yellow shirt, Keisha husband, don't look over there, man. See, girl with my kiss. Wait. Don't look yet. Yeah, Keisha husband. The girl with my kiss, I know Keisha. All right, me will look over here, so you look now. And my brethren are going to look and go, so. Bumbo clot. Yo, me G. Yeah, gossip. We are gossip and chat about people. Yeah, them kind of something there. There are different ways to use it, right? So it's not just like a FUK word kind of thing. Anyway, moving right along. Grand Rising, everybody. Marie's Message 411 TV. Big up yourself, Marie's Message 411 TV. My fellow content creator sister is in the building. Click her name, go over to her channel, engage her content, hit the subscribe button, share the love, and come on back. BM, you don't know it, go already. Farron, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. Mervyn the Poet Jamaica Curse says, interesting. We mostly use them for emotional emphasis. Perfectly said. Perfectly said, my brother. Emotional emphasis. See? Dorothy T says, I live in Canada. My cousin came here from Canada and stayed for a while with us, and there were a lot of similarities between Canadian and British people. So I don't know. And probably have take on some of their slangs more than anybody else. Trini LB, big up yourself. Me here, family. It's the freaking weekend, baby. Trini LB, even when you say it like that, I can still hear the Trini accent in it. It's the freaking weekend, baby. Bumbo clot, me late. That's how we used to say when we were going to school. Bumbo clot, me late. Mr. Parkinson used to kill me with lick when I reach up a school gate. So yeah, I catch licking at your hand, me go. They don't do nothing like that no more. Anyhow, let's stay on the good part for now before we get deep into the other conversations. So, switching gear. It's a beautiful time to be alive. The summer is gonna be so awesome. The parties them are gonna turn up, and I'm definitely gonna be outside, right? But there, the gym up people, I'm working out. I'm fit. My arms start look bigger. Look there. I'm feeling good about myself already. I feel like me I lose weight and all these things already. I feel like me I tone up and I get good, stay in the sun, get browner. I'm just feeling good. So here are the new songs then when we want to go and check out, and I'll probably even be doing reviews on these. All right, Movado drops a new song with a video. It's called God Nah Sleep. Go check out God Nah Sleep. Given the fact that his son got a life sentence, Movado's son was convicted and sentenced to life in prison in Jamaica as a teenager. And they ended up recently just bust off the case, beating the case, right? We all say Mavado is the one who they really want though. Because I know I'm still to reach Jamaica, but we will see how this plays out, right? Anyhow, there's a lot to be thankful for, right? Mavado's new song. Remember me did say there's nobody living at Mavado's mansion because there's a guy who fly drones in Jamaica and he flew over that section and he said, let me show you all the big houses in this area. And when it got to over Mavado's mansion, the mansion that the grass grew up high in the back, the place look the pool dirty, like super green, can't see through the water. You know a pool look when you ain't taking care of it? The place look like it, Master and Maras up and just look away. So when he did that video, I said, damn. Imagine if Dante them was out, like him not have. I remember his mom passed away too, so it wasn't like it wasn't, and he hasn't been to Jamaica. So I'm like that prime piece of real estate that sits on that hill and overlooks the whole city is just going to waste. It's going to shambles. But I was saying maybe if Dante was out, he could be there and him can keep up the property and take care of his father business while his father is overseas, etc. So said, I think so it shall be. Anyhow, Mavado releases a new song called God Not Sleep. You have to go listen to that and you have to watch the video as well. Right? Very emotional, painful, very entertaining though at the same time. We could say I feel like Vibes Cartel's release from prison and the wave that he is on is kind of like I don't want to know. I don't know if it's motivating others to like, come on, let's get up and go, cause there's no animosity now. It's all I see what's happening, and what's happening look like a unity movement. Of course, everybody didn't just kumbaya in one day, and it's all good. It's taken steps. It's taking steps, and the momentum is building, and it's a good look for us, cause anytime we start uniting, man, a bigger greatness about to happen. So again, Mavado new song called God Not Sleep. Even Vibes Cartel was on the thread, fire emojis and from his official account and all these things. So there's no animosity there. Plus I told y'all DJ Khaled's A Lamb of God project is about to drop soon. And the big names are on there on the same track to include Mavado, Vibes Cartel, Bounty Killer, on the same track, along with somebody else, who may I forget right now. But anyhow, Mavado new song, God Not Sleep. Go check that out. Vibes Cartel new song and video also. That's called Dreams Are Made Up. Go check that out. This guy is I don't work, he has to be a workaholic, but I think his pace of being able to write, produce, perform, put out projects, and I mean good projects too, with solid videos. The visuals are up and all these things. I don't think anybody could keep up with him. And I've been saying this for years, right? He was outdoing everybody from behind bars under those conditions. I just watched the Ebro interview where he showed Ebro again, like how he would record in a prison cell and all this. And it was a bit more detailed than how he had explained to us before. Like him just hold up the mattress, that's what he said before. This time him actually go down on him knee on the floor and explain how him put an extra t-shirt for buffering the sound extra and roll the mattress over him head and make sure you're in a corner so he catch the sound, and had two phones in there and one for keep him pan rhythm, but the thing can't play because he has to send out clean vocals on the other one. And he was just like, the creativity of coming up with the ingenuity of coming up with this new way, trying to stay alive, trying to remain relevant, etc. Anyway, his new song out that's called Dreams Are Made Of with video, bad. Mavado new song God Not Sleep, bad. Alkaline, shout out to him. That young gunner sold out the Wembley OVO Arena in the UK yesterday, last night, and I seen a lot of videos of it. I'm actually gonna do a whole compilation and just like best moments of and release it. Same thing I did for Vibes Cartel's own. It's just a great time, man, to to watch our culture right now. You know how long I've been saying this? Like dancehall coming like it went to sleep, or like it was just lazy and just chilling because we weren't doing. It wasn't moving like how we would have wanted to move. It's a move now. It's definitely moving now. So Alkaline, there are a lot of people who are saying things like the venue only hold 12,500 people. That are not nothing. Because Stadium of Jamaica, 30,000 that. Cartel do this. I told y'all people are going to always compare. Anybody else who's doing an arena after this, it's going to be compared to Vibes Cartel's first concert, Freedom Street in Jamaica. And it's going to definitely now be compared to what happened at the Barclays back to back the other day, recently, right? The Barclays hold more than the OVO Arena in Wembley in the UK. And the tickets, I seen somebody else say, him only full it up, but because the ticket them was like $70 to $40, $70 tickets, £40 and £70 tickets. And Cartel did way better caffeine ticket them is, Cartel had tickets on there that were like thousands of dollars. That's why a lot of people was like, who the hell gonna pay that? And if one and two person can pay that, maybe, but how many people can pay $5,000, 10,000? You saw what the turnout was, right? So I'll say it like this. It's still a win for dancehall, and it's still a win for Alkaline as an artist. Over the years, I've said this. I don't know why people keep on trying to put a young artist like Alkaline in the same bracket as a Vibes Cartel. It's just not. You like him and you like him a lot, okay, that's cool. But you can't measure up because time has already passed him when it comes to Cartel being here. The history was created, the catalog was built, you know what I mean? The experience, the gathering of the people, the fan base, whatever. Alkaline would have to do a whole heap of catching up to catch up that. So it's unfair to put him there where a Vibes Cartel is not a comparison. And I've been saying this for years. Them tell me, but what fuck your mother about? I hate upon the youth. He's a baby in music compared to a Vibes Cartel, right? Is he doing great things? Yes, he is. Has he accomplished great things? Hell yeah. He has now solidified himself within the culture to where when you discuss dancehall, you can't leave his name out of it. He's a super relevant part of it now. So with that, he has accomplished a lot. And yes, he put out a whole heap of bangers over the years, but it's not a damn Vibes Cartel experience. It's not a Vibes Cartel catalog. None of that. So give him his shout out, give him his accolades, and continue to push him to continue to grow. The day will come where he'll be that big individual on an international level where we can say, yeah, right? So I'm doing thing, man. The young gonna doing this thing, and I was proud to see it. The videos are all over social media. The arena was jam-packed, lights everywhere, and I like the fact that he also didn't bring like one bag of man on stage with him and all that. He used up the stage. His performance has gotten super better over the years. And I don't have nothing bad to say. It was just a win for the culture and a win for one of our own, right? All right. Bounty Killer new song. Please go check out Bounty Killer's new song called Ball a Roll. Bounty Killer new song and video for Ball a Roll is it's dancehall to the core. But let's salute a Bounty Killer for being relevant. I would say top 5 for the last 30 years, right? That's something to be saluted as well. So Bounty Killer have one called Ball a Roll. Vibes Cartel have one out called Dreams Are Made Of. Mavado has one out called God Not Sleep. Black Rhino. Remember when I said, I want to say Black Rhino unite, Vibes Cartel them unite back with Black Rhino. I don't know what their issue would be. I'm not intricately in their business like that, but it's going to be a beautiful thing to see. I even said, yo, if Rhino show up at a concert in New York, him stocks gone way up and up. Remember when Fat Joe said yesterday prices ain't today's prices? That's Black Rhino right now. He's flexing in that energy right now because The unity is there. They made. I had never seen Rhino laugh so much ever, ever. You know, they had a time. They had a time. So he was able to perform at the Barclays with Vibes Cartel. Um, they've definitely pieced over whatever drama was there behind the scenes. It's a beautiful thing to see, and I just want to see Rhino just blow up. Let me tell you how I met Rhino in person. We, babe, me and Shakira were in Miami. We did that, right, babe? Boat ride. Yeah, we were on a boat ride for all white boat ride Memorial Day weekend in Miami. This is Jabba them boat ride, and I'm hoping they do the same boat ride this year. Baby, know me, I remember what happened after the boat ride. You see how me I get distracted. Yo, what? But I'm trying to stay on track. So Jabba them. I hope Jabba them have the same boat ride this year, and if they do, and you're in the Florida area, then please try to make it there, because if they have it, we're definitely gonna be on it, right? But anyway, we're up on the boat ride. This is a them same one put on Best of the Best, and if you don't know it, Best of the Best is back on this year again. So we go on the boat ride, and the boat ride pack, and you know the DJ them are done the place. Everybody is in white. We going out to sea. It's just an ambiance, a beauty. I mean, look over and I say, Black Rhino. And him did have a bag of stingers with him, like a bunch of guys that look like they would do you something if you did anything to him, kind of thing, right? But he's so humble. He's so humble, and so I mean, I talk about humble in the sense of trying to make yourself less than others, kind of thing. Don't play yourself, you know. He was definitely getting star treatment on the boat. You could see it from the woman them. I have a bag of woman where like any youth were associated with the Gaza factor of things, right? And it's Black Rhino. But yeah, from there so. And then here what? I just want the greatness for Rhino because he deserves it. Okay. I think a lot of people rip off his style, and he kind of, because of the falling out with Vibes Cartel, a lot of people did turn their backs on him as well. Like, who would promote Cartel stuff would not promote Rhino stuff, and who would, so if he wasn't getting the look and he wasn't getting the support. Well, now that the unity is where it's supposed to be, looking like it's where it's supposed to be, I hope he gets the same support all across the board, right? Nope. Mervyn the Point, Jamaica Kerr. You know what I say? Mr. Right outside of the boat riding, no brother, like. Anyways, Black Rhino new song is called Faith. Faith, and I'm loving it. So go check out Faith by Black Rhino, Faith. You gotta have faith. Check out Faith by Black Rhino. Check out Ball a Roll by Bounty Killer. Check out Dreams Are Made Of by Vibes Cartel. And check out God Not Sleep by Mavado. Sizzla Kalonji now, which is the last one on my list, but not really last, because them say you save the best for last, right? Sizzla Kalonji celebrates his birthday, his Earth Strong. Sizzla Kalonji was born in 1976, April 17th. And everybody has said, big up yourself on your Earth Strong. We call Sizzla Dada. That's another name besides Sizzla. We call him Dada, right? Like father, teacher, Dada. All right. So we just want to say officially here, because I already told him there, but I'll say it here on the platform. Y'all go find Sizzla and, you know, wish him a happy birthday or blessed Earth Strong if you want to be more Rasta-like, you know, blessed Earth Strong. So somebody who I think represents our culture in, you know Sizzla them stay already, right? Them man, they are burn a fire from way back when till now, and the fire never out, the fire never quench, it never cool. The fire is blazing, it's ever been blazing, and it's still blazing even now more than ever before. So that's one of the artists that we grew up with and has inspired us so much on so many different levels. I'll give you a story real quick. like I've told this story before, but I think it's his birthday, so Earth Strong, which was yesterday, so I can tell the story again for those who never heard it. So there I was in the army. We went on a deployment, and we were in Iraq, Tikrit, Iraq. We were staying in one of Saddam Hussein's. Actually, we were staying in his birthday palace. That's where my infantry team was staying. Um, my platoon was staying in his birthday palace on that compound. And there was one particular captain who was very racist. And I could tell he was racist. Well, white man, I could tell he was racist because of the way he treated those who were not white. You know, he was very loving and caring and look out for all the little white soldier them. But if you were black, he talked to you like you were doodoo on the bottom of his shoes kind of thing. But then this guy, for some reason, I think he had a short man complex with it or something else. So him does take a sit for me, right? I'm 6'4.5" in real life. I give myself the extra half an inch. I said me at 6'5". So I'm pretty tall compared to him. He was like 5'3", 5'4", about this. So, and every time I go around this man, him always like super disrespectful. And I told y'all before, in the military, a lot of racist people in the U.S. military hide behind their rank and their uniform, and they can do things to you that way, administratively hurt you, and you can't address it. See, that was one of the things that I did not like. So him take a set for me now, mind you, we are in a war zone because we were losing soldiers. Matter of fact, the first day we got there, we lost 2 soldiers. The first time we rolled out on a patrol, we lost 2 soldiers. One of them being a very, very good friend of mine. So with that, we're under pressure already. Here comes this guy. Just a follow me around, always have something to say. And I remember I was going by the porta potties, and he was standing right there. And he said something to me about being a shit show. And I don't even remember when he said about shit show. But anytime you hear them use shit bag, shit show, you know, my laces were loose on one of my boots. We're in a friggin' combat zone. I had just rolled in through the gates off of our own mission, and we have very little time, so we have to go lay down. If you can lay down, you know, decompress a little bit, get ready for the next mission. And we had to like in a combat zone, you have everything on you at all times or close by you, because as soon as they sound out, you have to be out of there. This man follow me around and make trouble. And I remember, for some reason, I was at my breaking point with them, right? And this day, I just started singing, "They can't keep a good man down, always keep a smile when they want me to frown. I take the vibes and I stood my ground. They will never ever take my crown. Who Jah bless, I say no man curse." And I just started singing it, you know. And it became like my mantra song for the rest of my deployment with that particular set of people, right? Next time when the deployment came around, I let them know I'm not going with y'all. And they were like, "Why?" And I said, "Because I don't trust you. Matter of fact, I'm more worried about you murdering me and coming home and telling my family some funny story. Remember, I know you can't talk to your higher ranks, you know, but I was over it. And I made up, for some reason, I'm led by spirit. If something said don't go, me not going. And this time, I was like, yeah, them ain't the people for me to go. If him did have a chance to kill me upon the last deployment with them, he would have. But I stayed far from him, right? After that, seeing the faces he showed me. So every time I see this man when he was coming around with his negativity, "Oh, Jah bless, I say no man curse." He be talking, I'm laughing inside of myself. You know, I still have to keep my military bearing because he's a whole different kind of rank over me. But it was Sizzla. I mind you, this is so paradoxical because Sizzla, Rasta, not have nothing to do with Babylon and them military, and you see what I'm saying? And that, but yet I'm using his music in that environment because me not there to play around either. I'm there to do things that the Rasta man them would have said, "We not do them things, the brother. Yeah, no man put you in no uniform and pick up no gun, load you up with bullets and send you go over so go kill people and them thing there." But that's what I was doing. And yet still I found strength in Sizzla's song. They can't keep a good man down. And me I tell you, that song they saved me from the deployment. So yeah, that's my testimony about the music of Sizzla Kalonji. Of course, him have many other songs that I play and they uplift me, but that's one particular incident. And that deployment, I was gone for 18 months. 18 months, and I had a 2-week break out of 18 months on that deployment. So yeah, that song that was pan repeat, man, pan repeat, pan repeat. I know every single word to that song from start to finish because of that 1.5 years that I had to keep just playing it in my head to deal with this particular person and what he was going through. So, in honor of a great individual like Sizzla, I'm going to ask everybody who wants to, because I am going to, is to find the Sizzla Youth Foundation, and it is located at www.sizzla. I'll leave the information after. www.sizzlayouthfoundation.org. The whole website will pop up. He's been doing great things in Jamaica. He continues to do great things in Jamaica. We're talking about years upon years upon years of doing, right, great things in Jamaica, putting his own money where his mouth is, as in uplifting the community, uplifting the youths them, and providing a safe environment for them to play and grow and learn and thrive in, and keeping the culture alive. As far as I remember, Sizzla get on a stage one time, and I don't know who. One of the DJ them Lego dung in your throat. A dung in your throat, girl. Sizzla grabbed the microphone and Sizzla pushed everybody out of the way and was like, yo, turn off that bumbo clot. Not dung in no throat round here. You see the picnic them round here? You see the picnic them round here? The daughters them round here? And them something they don't want to tell little girl them about dung in a throat. No, we not. That's enough for we culture. We not in that. And them kind of thing there is what make me respect him to the fullest. Him never bow, him never bend, him never change for nobody. Him never, some people have to change up. This a man that never change up. You understand? Yeah. So when him grab the mic like that, and there were many other prominent people around who them never brave enough to grab the mic that back from him. See? And was like, turn off this bumbo clock about dung in a throat. And then he started teaching about the teachings of His Majesty and that you're royalty and this is slackness and nastiness and not a part of our culture and this, them something that we respect that for. From them time there up until now. And of course, there are other songs like Black Woman and Child and Black Woman, You're My Everything and these kind of things. Yeah. So we can go on and on for days talking about Sizzla Kalonji and talking about his impact on our culture, talking about how he uplifts us spiritually, morally, as well, talking about how he encourages us to uplift ourselves intellectually, especially concerning ourself and knowledge of self, right? Your roots and keeping with your roots and your culture, honoring your ancestors and these kind of things. Big up to Sizzla Kalonji, man. So again, if you want to leave a little donation, a big donation, whatever you choose, this is one of the places I would definitely encourage people to donate to, which is sizzlayouthfoundation.org. Find it on your own. I'm still going to put the link in the description when this video is done so you can find it and send on a donation over there. Great things are happening. If you're ever in Jamaica, fly down to Jamaica and look for some things to do. They're always open for visitors, so you can actually go and see for yourself what's really going on over there, right? All right. With that said, moving right along. So again, blessed earth strong, Dada, and may you be blessed with many, 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 many more, so you can continue to teach and inspire and lead and defend and all these things. See, Jerome Pearson, Jerome says, Flo, you're gone for 18 months. I think, babe, are the shrimps you eat up? Yeah, the pepper. We have some pepper shrimps, and she put it on the stove, and the pepper gone all through the house. Flo, you're gone for 18 months, and now, pum pum, how you do you function? You need to release endorphins and your oxytocin. You must have had a miserable, cross, and angry. But that's what war is, Gerald. That's what war is. When you're in a war, you don't have time to think about pop off. You don't want to pop off. You want build up. You want build up. So, yeah, think about survive and go in your yard. So I built up. Okay, so I've told the story before that I was celibate for a year and a half, right? And that year and a half that we did not talk about. That's the year and a half I was talking about. Yeah, nothing. You're not doing nothing. Cause you want it to build up. And I tell you what, when you actually go celibate for real, like no sexual activities, boy, you turn out a whole different person. That's the first time I hit 250 pounds, and it was 250 pounds of muscle. I was big as hell. And I remember coming back and I went to this club with a couple of other soldiers. And we in there, look, woman. I remember I said something to one a lady that was standing there. Cause she did look good. Me, I tried to chat to her. And she was like, oh no, you're too big for me. You're scary. I was huge. But draw don't know. But then time them really huge. You had 18 months to just work out and focus on a run. Bare mission. Run mission at day, mission at night. And that's all you were focused on, right? So yeah, whenever I think about Pum Pum, Jerome. But I tell you what, right? The showers that we showered in, because then we have like these portable showers. We had portable potty or portable shitters and portable showers. The portable shower, them, Jesus Christ, when you go in the portable shower, right, you had to go in there with slippers on or shower shoes on. Because the man them just jizz him up all over the place in there, upon the shower curtain them, upon the wall, the back wall. Don't talk about the floor. On the floor, as you open the shower curtain for going, and you have to bathe. So as you open the shower curtain and going there, the amount of splurge you sip on the floor, and you standing on that stuff, and you just a slip, just a skate. So it was horrible. That particular one, it was horrible. So there were a lot of men there that were, cause a beer man, I'm in the infantry. There wasn't no females there. And a beer man there on the spot me there. So them find way to release themselves. I personally made it up in my mind that this ain't the place I'm gonna leave none of my children's. I mean, I left none of my children them around here. Yeah, but it was a hell of a thing to see. Even in the porta potty, in the shitter. Man go in there and lock up themselves in there, you think him in there do I do a number two. You come out, you when him come out and you fi go in there. That stuff left all over the place in there. You couldn't even find space for drop a load and come back out. It was crazy. But just to give you an insight of what that might have been like, right? Lulu Reggie says 6'5", 250. Yeah. Hey Lulu, I'm 6'5", 255 or 265 now. So I need to get like some of the weight off. But and it's not muscle. I'm trying to work on putting it back to muscle. You never tried Miss Palmer during that 18 months at SOUFLOTV. I did try, and it did feel good, but I made up my mind that it was time to be celibate and other things to think about. Listen, maybe just a prayer so me make it home. I was praying I made it home. I lost a very good friend as soon as we got there. And this is somebody his wife knew my wife. Our kids used to play together. We would leave the wife and the kids and go out for the weekend and go wild out for the weekend. We would go on field expeditions together. We in the woods for 60 days at a time and all that. And he's the first one that got killed as soon as we got there. So I wasn't thinking about none of that, man. I was thinking about my time might be next. So the whole time, my power, I think, God, please don't make me die. Don't have to, you know. I remember riding on the back of a Humvee that wasn't a up armor, and I'm just outside in the elements. Now that I think about it, that it's gone, because other units that came after, as the years went by, they got the up armored Humvees and all that. I'm in a light Humvee, right? I remember the first time I heard an AK-47 crack close by, and then for the rest of the year, I kept hearing the same sound till it became. Now, if I hear one, I could tell you from right here, say, that's an AK. It clap different from any other gun, right? Just a bunch of different things. I'm glad I came back. I'm glad I came back. So yeah, with that said, a bunch of stuff going, man. Some was funny and fun, and some was just depressing and sad, and some were soldiers lose their minds on deployment too, cause everybody can take them pressure there. After a while, I started having like an out of body experience, like you want come out of yourself and float go your yard, but you can't. It's like I could imagine what people in solitary confinement must go through, because that's what it felt like, right? Except for I was out in the open. Hard to explain. Anyhow, moving right along. Just asking, do I still what? Couch trip? What couch trip mean? You have to explain that to me. I'll answer that, and then I'm gonna go into what Asafa Powell said. Jerome says, LOL, that mean you was stepping on the soldier kids. Damn, isn't that a true definition? Isn't that a true definition of friendly fire? My wife just heat up the pepper shrimps them, and the Scotch bonnet. It's in the air in here. So you're not gonna see me a talk from now till now. My face get red and everything. See a shrink. Lulu Ridges says. All right, here we go. The next one was Asafa Powell. Asafa Powell warns his children will not run into, oh, do you still couch trip? Oh, Lulu. And then you said, see a shrink. How should I put that? I put all of my business out there, but I'm kind of like on a, if I go missing, they come looking for me. I'll give you that. Think what you want to think, but if I go missing, they come looking for me. If I'm trapped, I'm trapped. I'll just put it that way. If I go missing, they come looking for me, and if I don't show up, then notice get put out. So I'll put it like that. We laugh now and we smile now and we try to make light of stuff now, but behind the scenes is a whole nother story. Anyways, Powell warns his children will not run for Jamaica if conditions don't improve. I saw a video with Asafa Powell, and Asafa Powell was saying, well, remember when the girl them used to go crazy over Asafa? Good body Asafa. They used to say, good body Asafa. Jamaican woman them stay already. Anyway, I saw a video of Asafa Powell speaking. He was sitting in a car. And I think his son recently did a race. And everybody was like, yo, Asafa Powell's son can run. Because the little youth lengths the other youth. Them, I don't know if y'all seen Shelly and Fraser Price also. Man, I love Jamaica so much. Baby, when we have sports day at school, you see when the parents them compete, you see Shelly when Shelly and said she nah ease up, she nah play with nobody. She came out like she was about to run in the Olympics. Yeah, said, Lord, give them some mercy, Did you see the length between her and the other parents them? Boy, Shelly run hard for her picnic, It was funny to me. But are them things that we deal with. So Asafa is on one of these days. His child's school had sports day, and his child obviously is gifted in comparison to other people's children, right? When you see the length between him, son, and the other youth, them take off. So I'm telling you where the conversation started from. So a lot of people in the comment section were starting to say stuff like, yes, we have a next Asafa Powell on the list coming up. Jamaica sprint future looks great. Asafa joined that. And he said, my son is not going to be running for Jamaica. A lot of people got offended by it because he said, Team son not going to be running for Jamaica. But here he is, and this is what he actually said. Let me not mince his words. Let's use his video.
Sports or track and people always like, yo, our future look good and all that stuff, future stars and all that. so guys, if the support system don't change, my kids not running to Jamaica. I'm not running to Jamaica. Sorry to say that, you know what I mean? But it's just facts. You know what I mean? My wife is Canadian and Ghanaian. So there are options. You know what I mean? I remember back in 2006,
Watch this.
I was offered millions of US dollars to run for another country. And at the time, I turned it down because I didn't know, it was very early, so I didn't know what the future would. If I knew what I know now, I would have taken up that opportunity. You know what I mean? Sports are attracting,
Okay, so for those who your hearing aid never turn up loud and you didn't hear, let me reiterate. He said people see his son run and they're like, yes, the future is great, sports, track, whatever. And next Asafa Powell on the way. And he said, honestly, guys, if the system don't change in Jamaica, the support system, and we're going to talk about that for a second. The support system doesn't change. My son's not none of my children are going to be running for representing Jamaica. And then he said, when he started out, he was offered millions of US dollars to run for other countries. I'm thinking the US is one of them that wanted Asafa Powell to run for them. And I can't help but to think that the Usain Bolt was also probably offered millions and millions to run for and represent the US as well, among other places. Canada, somewhere in the UK, all these countries, they buy runners from other countries, right? And they run for them. France, all these places. So Asafa said it was early in his career and he didn't, maybe he was also just so patriotic. So he's like, no, nobody can buy me. We're going to win gold medal for Jamaica, right? But looking back now, he said, you're a grown man now, you're a family now, you're out of the sport now, so to speak, he ain't sprinting anymore, he's retired, he's getting older now, and you're like, damn, I should have took those millions. I should have took those millions because nothing really came of it, except for like a thank you and see us there. All right. So I guess if you don't have like a lot of endorsement sponsorships outside of, then dog nyam your supper. I remember one particular athlete who's an Olympian. We did her story back in the day. She was homeless on the streets of Jamaica. Literally picking food out a garbage can. And there was no support system there for her. And our head would go and come, and she would talk about it on video when her headspace was right, where she could coherently speak, and she would speak about like the support system as well. I was looking it up, and they really get no support. Like athletes who go off to represent us in big, on a high level, like the Olympics. You know how American athletes, they get hundreds of thousands of dollars and big spending package and on top of their endorsement deals, and it's not so for ours. And then coming from our government in Jamaica, there's one time one athlete said him get 200 US and he was supposed to be in Europe for 2 weeks attending multiple meets representing Jamaica. I said what 200 US can do. There was another one where it was a group, and I think the group got like something like 1,500 US, and that was supposed to like clear their baggage at airports, their equipment, and everything else is included, and it was like a huge group of them. So I start look up and I say, are they not getting the netball team girls? That's a whole nother story, right? So yeah, so at the end of the day, just like RR123 says, I wouldn't blame Asafa either. He said his wife is Canadian and Ghanaian. So there are options. Run and represent Ghana, represent Canada, represent some other nation besides Jamaica. And I absolutely agree with him. I wouldn't want my children to go through that if the support system is not there. as well. And knowing what you know now, cause we can sit outside and talk, you know. If you watch the comment section, there are people who are saying stuff like, oh, so money you do it for. One person said, go easy on Asafa, man. Another person says, don't worry, it's okay. We have Usain Bolt kids. Another person, so you see how dismissive everybody is, right? Don't worry, we have Usain Bolt kids. We don't need your kids. We have Usain Bolt kids. Another person says, then how him knows that his sons are going to be the elite ones, much less to run for Jamaica. Be humble youth and see what life brings to you, and then you will see. You know, people like to cut. That's our people though. As soon as you start to feel a bit up here, them dry you down, you know. Asafa's son, if you watch him, he is already gifted. If you put him among his peers, he blow them out the water every time. He's not average. Maybe he has his dad's genes. Maybe. I feel him picking right. So yeah, him having father genes. There are people reminding Asafa that because you fast no means so you pick me I go fast too, you know. So wait till that time come before you start say all this. All that sounds super condescending. He's Asafa Powell. He accomplished great things. He had a stellar career and he represented us well. So nobody has a right to speak more than he does about his seeds. And if they choose to go into track and field, of course he's going to guide them. That's what your parents are supposed to do. Speaking along those lines, check this out. Ice Cube. I saw somebody or a group of people were making fun of Ice Cube's son. They call him a Nepo baby. You know, basically saying, you didn't work for anything. Your daddy gave that to you. And Ice Cube's son responded and said, you say that to me as if I'm supposed to feel ashamed, as if I'm supposed to feel disrespected or hurt. A Nepo baby? My father gave stuff to me. I didn't have to bust my ass for it. Isn't that what it's supposed to be about? Isn't that? And you know, I was gonna say it in the comment section, but when I saw his reply, I'm like, yeah, he knows exactly what time it is. That's what it's supposed to be. Kind of like the same way how they hate on the Marleys. Their daddy set it for them that way so that they would reap all those rewards. This is what I'm trying to tell everybody every day. If you have kids, a lot of us, me not say us, because me I left more, give my pick to them than what. And it won't be just my damn words and my opinions that will be left for my kids, but that's for a lot of our people. All them leave behind is their opinions. Your grandchildren and your children can't do nothing with your opinions, my friend. Not a thing, you know. Set it for them so that they won't have to start from scratch. Because the people them who start from scratch are super angry. That's why they talk the way they talk about like Bob Marley children. But Bob Marley paid the price for his children to be able to be where they're at today. And every time you see Grammys come around, once you see a Marley in it, here everybody. You know, so me think say Spice should I get the Grammy? No, me think Shensia should I get the Grammy? Me think Cartel should I get the who in there? When I Marley them? When I Bob Marley pick them? Okay, well, you know, Sally Marley, I go get the Grammys. It's like that. It's like that. What can you say? All you can do is follow the lead, follow the example, and set it for your youth them. So when their time comes, it's like that for them. Not true? My thoughts is Asafa will grow them up to run. He will grow them up to run. And who better? This is what a lot of people are not looking at. You know, them little silly comments about, don't worry, we have Usain kids. Who's telling you that Usain would want his kids to represent Jamaica? Who's telling you that Usain could make his kids represent Jamaica? Usain children is not Usain. If those kids grow up and say, I want to go run for America because they're offering me 15 million and Jamaica don't have no support system and not offer me nothing. Don't you think Usain is going to be like, you know what? I got you wholly forget to wish part me that. I don't wish that on you. And remember, you know, your parents' money is not your money until them dead gone left it. If them dead gone left it to you, right? So your parents' money is only your money for a certain period of time. That's until the take care of me phase is done, which is about 18, 19, somewhere around there. So 20, yeah, help you out in life, give you a push, and then after that, you got to go get your own. Look at the Clayton. Their parents grow them up to run. The Clayton twins have parents. I know you're not talking about the two sisters. The two sisters, the twins, them have their father is not even a part of their picture. Reggae girl. The father, the mom told a story one time back in the day, like when they first started, that the father left when the twins were born because he took a look at the girls and said something was wrong with them, and he left. You know, it's like your child being born and you're like, oh damn, I'm gonna have a special needs child. Cut out the door, and look at them now. So I don't know about parents. Their mom played a great role encouraging them, but I don't know about parents. It's just conditioning your mind and set the standards for grooming them that way to adventures. Hi, beautiful. You go bye bye, mommy. And put the mic over here so you can show. Oh, I like this one. I like this one. So girly. It's so gorgeous. So beautiful. I love you. Give me a hug. I need a Milani hug. Oh, thank you. Ready to show off your outfit? What we call this?
Outfit check.
Outfit check. Okay, let's do outfit check. See, so today we're rocking. Oh, I like your skirt. Is this a skirt? Oh, what is this? A skirt? A skirt? Stand up. All right. This looks like crocus bag. I don't know. It's a khaki color parachute skirt. Be finding them things out. And is your shirt attached to it? No. Okay, so this is separate. Okay, I got it. Okay, so there's this pretty blouse with a heart on it. The pink heart. It's got flaring shoulders. Very frilly and girly. It got glitters in there. A bunch of glitters in the heart. And y'all know pink is her favorite color, right? And then there are skirt, crocus bag skirt, I call it. I don't know what else to call it. Crocus bag skirt with two big oversized pockets on the side to put all your little trinkets. It's a drawstring in the front right there. And don't know what brand it is, don't care, because we don't promote nobody brand. We just like how she rock it, right? If them cut a check now, we start call out name. Now we only call out Puma because, again, for those who don't know, Puma is a huge supporter of our athletics in Jamaica, from youth stage all the way up to professional adults. So we shout out Puma every time. And then, what shoes you wearing today, mommy? Show off the shoes. And here we go. It's Pumas. So we wearing some pink and white Pumas with this top right here. It just flows, right? Gorgeous. Strike a pose. Give me a pose. Give me another pose. Oh, darling. Give me one more. Oh, you go, girl. Come on down. Now you got to show your beautiful face. You got to show off the beautiful face with the gorgeous eyes and a pretty smile. What was that one? And then we got to show off the pretty hair. Of course, all natural. And we gotta show off the pretty face one more time. All right. And then you gotta tell the people, have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
No, you gotta say it first up here. Say, have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
All right. I love you. Give me my love.
Yeah.
I'll see you later, okay?
Have a
Come get me.
nice day.
Have a nice day.
What do you do when the lights are on?
Girl, go.
Yeah.
I'll see you later, okay? Want me to come get you? Okay. Bring some chips? Okay, mommy. All right. All right. Thank you for all the hearts. Whole heap of hearts. Big up on yourself. I appreciate you greatly. Uh, blessings. Have a great day. YouTube pretty says British Jamaican girl. That's my little princess, man. You know, blessed. Blessed, I call it. Blessed. I think every man should have a daughter. I was just saying that to wifey. I think every man should have a daughter. You know what I think every man should actually do? I think every man should be there when your child is being born. Yeah. If you're there when your child is being born, and every man should have get a daughter. Them there. Great Goodies says no. Well, then again, Great Goodies, we think about it, is a no. Yeah, you're right. We're not talking about those are who are non-deserving though, right? Now we're scraping the bottom of the barrel. So let me rephrase that. Every good man should get a daughter. If you're already good at the core as a person, you should get a daughter. There are certain things that good men just will never do. Yesterday, right? So wife gone to school, right? Or gone to do our nursing thing, and at the facility, and I'm here at home with my daughter. And my daughter, no, actually, she went out to go purchase artwork from Kai's school because they were having an art show, and Kai had done a piece of art that his school was selling. And she went, and I stayed with the kids because Kai was ill, wasn't feeling too good. But she had just dropped my daughter back home from dance class. So she have on her dance outfit, the leotard with the stocking and the skirt. You know, a ballet dance outfit look? Right. And my daughter drop asleep for me. Now, when she drop asleep, she's 4 years old. So them don't have the wherewithal yet to wake up and go use bathroom if them want pee, like we do, and go back to bed. So them a go pee in a them sleep. So for that reason, they still use diapers, but they only use them when they're sleeping. So them not piss up the place. She fell asleep. You know what me do? Me put the diaper over her clothes and everything. So she have on her whole outfit. I put the diaper on the outside of the whole outfit. And while I was doing it, I said to myself, not even me, not stripping her clothes down to put on no diaper. And if I did, it wouldn't be anything wrong with it. It would just be her dad that's taking off her dance clothes because she fall asleep at night. When she came home, she had a long day. She went to school. She came home from school. I don't know which part them mother carry them go. And then must be jumping at this playhouse thing or to the park or whatever. Then she went to dance and she just drop asleep like that when she come in. And I'm conscious of it. While I'm doing it, I'm saying, yo, not even to take off her leotards and stuff. May I put the diaper right over it. So I put on the pull-ups right over it. So again, I remind people, when you see certain ladies and gentlemen, there are certain signs that will tell you certain things about certain people. I can't forget the woman that called us and said and was talking to us about her man used to get shower her daughter for her. And our daughter was like, I think it was like 8, 9, somewhere in that age. And I said, and it's not her father either. It's our new man, because she and the father divorced. And she have this man that does all the picking up and dropping off of the kids so she can go to work and rah, rah, rah. And I said, that's one thing he shouldn't be doing. Shouldn't be doing. If your daughter is 9 years old, she should know how to shower herself by now. At least good enough until you come home, you can help her. But to put a man in the shower with your daughter in the bathroom with your daughter at 9, that's a big friggin' no, you know? And it kind of reminds me how a lot of women just walk themselves and them children into certain situations and just give people, like I said, people. This is how you let predators in. This is how you let predators in. And they will be happy to do it too. And this is a woman wants you to watch out for. This is side note from what we're supposed to be speaking about, but I gotta go there. This is what I want you to watch out for. Anytime you see a man, right? So happy if you put him the little picnic them on him lap, and so happy, thank God for my grandparents. So happy to put the little picnic them on him lap, and so happy to take off their clothes. I come here with change jar, make me change jar. Ain't no man ever happy. No real man ever happy. Especially when it comes to his daughter or a little girl. He ain't never excited and happy when it's time to give them shower and change clothes. My daughter stay dirty till her mother reach. My other daughter, she lived down the street with her mom. I told you, shout out to her for not being one of the women that were run with me picking them. She made sure that she stayed close by. This woman consciously said, these children need to be around their grandmother and they need to be around. All one time when me and my mother kick off, I never talk. That girl let's say, yo, my kids need their grandmother. So you and your mom need to patch up whatever it is y'all going through. I'm going over there. I say, you know what? You're right. Go over there. I'll talk to her later. And because of that, me and my mother patch up a little thing, a little argument session. But my daughter, when she comes here, her mom is like, she spent the whole weekend over there and she did not shower properly. I said, what you want me to do about that? Because I'm not in the bathroom with her. She said, you got to make sure she showers properly. I said, explain to me exactly how. How me I gonna make one little girl who is, this been happening since she was yay old. She just turned 11. I had never been in the bathroom with her. Ever. Not going in no damn bathroom with no little girl in there talking about wash your pum pum and make sure you wash under this. That ain't my place. She gonna be dirty until she come back to you. That way. I'll drop her to you and you could, I mean, we wait outside. You can be there and give me a drive, go back on my yard. We don't live far from each other. But I'm not doing that. So anytime you see a man I talk about, yeah man, they will shower up on these things. Move. That's a big red flag waving in the air for you. This is my daughter. Me daddy watch her mother push her out. And me not change her diaper and go in her diaper. Me don't want to see her naked or nothing. Watch for the signs. Watch for the signs. Reggae Girl says, SoFlo, we have a new subscriber. Hashtag FoxyGTV. FoxyGTV, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you greatly. Welcome to the family. All right. See the stupidity of some people. Wayne Core said, Wayne Core, big up yourself, family. Yeah, man. It for no better word, it pissed me off when that lady said, he does everything and I can trust him and I can depend on him. He's the one that take my son to football and take my daughter to dance and this, that, do all the runs them so he can shower her too. The fuck, he can't. Pardon my language. I won't curse again. But no, that's a no. That's a no. Like I said, I'm her dad. None of my daughters can ever say I showered them. That's why when the thing kicked off the other day with my boy there, right? CMR, this was why I had so many questions. Because I was like, as a dad of two girls, one's still very young and one's getting older. She just turned 11. None of these girls can call my name in anything upon nothing. Because I not even go close enough for that to be insinuated or for them to mistakenly think that that could be what. Never. No, me not give them no funny hug. You see Milani? You see when she jump on me? This is a little girl, right? She jumps on me. I'm sitting down and she jump on me and she just crawl up on me and she rub her face on me and everything. Every dad is gonna enjoy that. But she straddles me, right? And put one leg over here, so one over here. So me take her up and turn her sideways immediately. Listen to me. I pick her up and turn her sideways immediately. Sit your ass on one of my legs. I don't want you spread out your midsection and my midsection. I'm super conscious of it. So anytime I see a man like pick up them little daughter, have them little daughter legs spread out and wrap around him and all kind of thing, me look upon them thing they're funny. It's not okay. I don't do it. My children, them can't tell us I give them no inappropriate hug or nothing. I even tell their brothers, hey, don't hug my daughter for too long. I understand that's your sister, right? Yeah, you hug her on your leg or you move. Don't kiss her nowhere upon her face. No, none of that. I got rules. And my boys know if they violate any of them rules, that when it comes to my two daughters, them already know what time it is. So, and they are also super protective of their sisters as well. But that's how you raise them. You understand? You have boundaries. You just don't cross. And things that you just don't do. So it will never be mistaken as. That's why once you name a call around certain things, come on, man, my eyebrows go up. My eyebrows go up. I don't expect everybody to be like me all the way, but there's just some things that it comes naturally if you're not a funny kind of person. We're into things you're not supposed to be into. See? Soon as my daughter jump on me, anywhere me sit down in the house, if she jump on me, pick her up in her ear and turn her so. Sit down over there, so. Over there. Sit that way. Close your legs and put both legs going that way, or both legs going that way. But you're not sitting on my midsection with yourself spread out, one leg over here so and one leg over here so. That's how her mama sit on me. Why the hell would I want my daughter sit on me like that? I don't know, say a man and woman something that. Right? Right. Mervyn the Poet Jamaica Curse says, me too, brother. Yeah, them a lot of parents play loose ball with their kids. And you know, in the end, in the end, it's them sad stories. One more thing I'm gonna say. A lot of them parents, they'll tell you, yeah, me did have a good man and him pick up my daughter and him do all them something there and nothing never happened. Let me tell you something. A lot of stuff happened that you don't know about. Yeah. A lot of stuff happened that you don't know about. So you see true, we want to prevent them something there. We just don't play no game at all. We not joke when it comes to that. No way. Call my name for anything else. It's not gonna be on that. Cause nothing that even come ever close to that. For that to even over there. So. Plus we want to preserve our children. So our children don't grow up traumatized. So our children don't grow up with frigged up stories of their childhood and who did what to them, etc., etc. Right. Call it done already. Them thing there, a lifetime it's gonna take for them to heal and overcome from. So let's prevent that from the get-go, right? Right. Sharon Dickinson says you're a great dad / person. I try to be. I try to be. I answer to God, so you know, God punishment is not like man punishment. I'm super conscious of that. So me do what. Plus, I look at parenting like it's your charge. You're charged with a responsibility from the Most High. The Most High look by you and say, listen, I'm giving you this work right here. I'm gonna give you these precious beings right here. This is your responsibility. Follow me and I'll guide you and I'll help you. Make sure that you are able to provide the life for them that is conducive to them becoming, you know, living a happy life and a healthy life, etc. So don't violate that in any way. That's my covenant with God. That's how I look at being a parent. It's my covenant with God. So I'm not trying to violate that in any way. Right? Right. Parents and grandparents have to be vigilant, especially if they were victims, as victims don't tell majority of the time. You know what's sad though, R123, the crazy thing is, a lot of who has been victimized are the exact ones who end up dismissing when it happens to their children. Like the sister that called us and said, her mom said, it happened to me too, and I never dead from it. So it basically, so just carry on with life, man. You'll be all right. It happened to me too. It never killed me. Yeah. Or you trigger them when you have conversations like these. So them start telling like, all right, man, change the subject. We don't want to hear about that. Because it evokes memories of what they had been through. And they've suppressed those memories. You know, them not deal with the trauma, you know. Them just suppress. That's why you see so many people so agitated and so, you know, them live a rough life. It's because that thing surfaces very often here, there, and everywhere, you know, everything. Never dealt with it. Right. That's the sad part, is to see that it's those who it did happen to. You would think if it happened to them before, they're definitely going to make sure it don't happen. No, they're out here saying, you'll be all right. It happened to me and see me. Me never dead from it. That's crazy. That's crazy. Night TV Lifestyle says, when I was young, many men used to try to flirt with me. Older men. And I, teenager, and I used to speak very rude to them and cuss them out. Yeah, well, if you're Caribbean, you know how that go already. I got some fresh squeezed orange juice in my cup. That is that. Some cup. My Yeti. Yeah. But all right, on to our next subject now. Just protect the kids, man. Y'all know me. That's what I always said. Protect the kids. Everybody's child is my child too. Everybody's children are for me picking them too. If misses something, me definitely gonna say something. And nobody can't do nothing in front of me where children are concerned. I'm a big whistleblower. I'm an advocate, right? So protect the kids. I just want everybody else who's an adult to be the same way. Protect the damn children. Children is off. They're off limits. Children are so off limits to me. Me and somebody is beefing. I don't even see your kids. People have things to say about other people kids. In picking them ugly. The one that look like him retarded. How come the one that don't look like him? A jacket, This is an X one. I don't have nothing to say about nobody's children. Because I don't want nobody to say nothing about mine's. They're off limits. Right. So they should always be protected. That's it. I'm gonna treat other people picnic like how I want my children them to be treated as well. Sowing good seeds in the universe. That way. Take a phone call real quick. Break up the monotony. Live on the air with SOUFLO. Good morning.
Hey, SOUFLO.
Yes, family. Good morning.
Good morning.
How you
I
doing?
used to go through those abuse.
You used to
And
go.
when I tell my grandmother, she used to tell me, don't tell nobody, don't tell nobody. I don't want my family to disgrace. And you know who used to do it? Her husband, who's not my father. And when I grow older, this was them turn against me because they believe say I tell people in the church, which I did not tell anybody. But you know what?
Mm,
She's dead and gone. I wish for her soul to burn in hell.
mm. She used to just
Yeah,
tell you if you suppress it, don't tell nobody.
yeah. And then she got church go ball like cow.
Hmm.
And her
How
husband was,
godly she is.
yeah, yeah. And her husband used to do the bugle at church to ring the church bell every Sunday morning.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So one day I call you and tell you my story.
All right, my friend. Whenever you're ready,
Okay,
the
you have a
platform
good
is
day.
open. All right.
Okay,
All right.
bye.
Bye bye. Lulu Ridges says, I feel sad that this must be an awareness conversation because taking care of your children should not in any way stir up any kind of those feelings. Yeah, but that's reality. Um, Lulu, you know what about me? And I don't know if it's the army, but I'm very good at compartmentalizing. Like, you see, in certain situations where people inject a whole lot of emotions, I subtract emotions and look for just pure logics. I don't want to feel no way about it. I just want logics, right? It's logical that when I see a man have a little girl straddle him, I don't give a damn if it's your daughter, your niece, somebody else's child. The little girl just shouldn't sit down upon your soul. You a grown ass man, you shouldn't be in the bathroom the same time a little girl is in there and she's naked. There's just we don't have no feelings about it or nothing. It's just we draw lines. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So in one world where things would be perfect in utopia, we would just float through life and we would just take care of and la da da and send her on her way and everything is okay. Unfortunately, that's not how life is, and it's not so the thing go. Right? Right. If a lot of people had these boundaries and these strict rules and restrictions, a lot less people would have gotten traumatized and be traumatized adults today from stuff that happened from childhood days. No, Lulu, I'm not saying you're saying it's me. I'm just saying. You could not say I'm me. But I'm not saying you're saying it's me. I was just saying, for me, I understand exactly what you're saying, my friend. Yeah, in the perfect world, that's how it should be. I understand what you're saying. For sure. I'm just saying, for me, I know both sides, so I subtract my, because I do think about it that way too myself. Just like you just said it. You know, it's my daughter. I'm taking care of my daughter. I should be able to give her a shower. She's 4 years old. I'm supposed to be able to give her a shower, help her change her clothes. She gets stuck in her shirt and like, help me. And you know, you have to help her. Sure, this is how you dress yourself, baby girl, etc. But given and knowing what you know, you're like, I'm just leave that for her mom to do. You know, yes, Kaitai Jai Empress, certain etiquette to things. Right, absolutely. 5Field63, big up yourself. Thank you for being here. 5Field63, all the way from the UK, says, Happy Easter to you all the way from England. All right, we're going to get into our other topic now. Let's see. We got Asafa off the board. Asafa, I completely agree with you. I wouldn't want my children running for Jamaica either. Sometimes patriotism is not all that it's cracked up to be. People need dollars and cents as well, because you know how that go already. None of us here can pay our bills with our emotions. Me can't tell Florida Power and Light that me feel good today. And I just feeling like, bills should wait because I'm going to go to the beach. They're going to cut my light. So we can't survive off of just patriotism. Right. Let's talk about Neo. We are saving the best for last. The Karmelo Anthony, 17-year-old student athlete who defended himself and now is facing a murder charge because he took the life of a fellow athlete student who happens to be white. Karmelo is black. Austin Metcalf. That's going to be our last one, because this is a case that is actually dividing Jamaica, dividing the U.S., splitting the U.S. in two right now, kind of like when the O.J. Simpson case happened, and it turned into everybody that was white wanted him guilty and to be in prison, and everybody that was black that was there. I grew up in that era. Was like, he didn't do it. We watched the case. We saw all the evidence that was presented. Unless he was Flash Gordon, that could have been like, they're here, they're here. It was impossible for him to have been the one that did it. They didn't care about any evidence that was shown. They just wanted him guilty. So that's going to be a part of our conversation. But let's talk about Neo for a second. So Neo divorces his wife of 10 years. Neo divorces his wife of 10 years to be in an open relationship with 4 women who he now calls his wives. But of course, in the US, you can't get married to 4 women. So on paper, they're girlfriends, or on paper, there is no paper. Hypothetically speaking, they're wives. So he is like a king in his castle with 4 wives in it. And he recently did an interview, and they asked him, how are you juggling all 4 women, and what all the etiquettes, since you use the word etiquette, Kaitai Jai Empress. He said he's much happier now than he was in his 10-year marriage. He also said they asked him, are these women allowed to have men if they want to go out and see men? And he said, let's make this very clear. I'm not holding on to anybody. The door is always there. Same way you came in, same way you can go out. There's no time limit when you need to stay. If you feel like leaving today, you leave today. Don't come back. That's fine. Just don't come back, right? If you feel like, don't come back. I don't have any restraints on these women. Each one of them want to be in this situation. Everything was explained up front before. And then he went on to say, with that said, no, none of them are not allowed to have men outside of me. But again, that's the agreement from the get-go. A lot of women have a lot to say. You leave when you leave. A lot of women have a lot to say that's not pleasant, seeing a man live that way. Right. Remember when I said a real gallus Because since we use the word gallus in our culture, I said a real gallus. Some of y'all might remember this. I said a real gallus don't hide. He can have all his women in one place if he wants to. Cindy, Keisha, Terry, Nikki, Janice, all of them know that that's what he's doing, right? And that is respected. There's no drama. It is respected. If you have a bag of woman and you have to run around and say, me I hide from this one, and Cindy can't meet Terry, you know, cut them buck up in the same place, a drama and all this, then you're just a guy that's cheating. You're a serial cheater. You're not a gallus. Gallus in a real life, them woman them know about each other and them don't do nothing. It's just like, okay, so you have him today. She a deal with him. She not even a deal with you. When you coming through, babe, that's it. She just want to know when I feel her turn, kind of thing. I know it's hard for some people to think, like, is this even a thing? Me wouldn't do that. I'm not doing that. That's what most women say, right? I would never subject myself to that. I'm not doing that. That's nasty. That's this. That's that. And then people start drawing for the Bible. And they're like, the Bible says. And I'm like, the Bible says when it's convenient for you. Because the Bible says a whole lot of things. So when you're going to draw for the Bible to outline people's lives of how it should be, make sure your life is every bit of what the Bible says. Because you can't just draw verses to say my life out of place. Because I could draw verses to say your life is out of place too. So unless you're living up completely to the Bible, you don't qualify to even draw for the Bible to come show me verses, right? It's only fair. I find that a lot of the times we want people to live how we want them to live, and we keep on forgetting that this life, unless you were a twin, and even twins have separate lives, right? Whether they are even conjoined twins have separate lives. Imagine that. Forget twins that two individuals. Twins were born with them bodies stuck together, have separate lives. If you don't believe me, go look it up. There's a set of twins who are conjoined twins. They're not into the same kind of guys. Them used to, when one go out for one date, the other one is like just straggling along. And they would ask them stuff like, okay, so when it's time to get intimate, what happened? Now you must be one freaky ass dude to do all that with your girl with her sister attached to her. Well, you can't touch the sister, and the sister don't want to be there. Could you imagine you're attached to your twin and you in the back like this, like, I can't stand him. I don't like this guy. His voice just makes me sick. But it's your sister's date, and you can't say nothing because you want the best for your sister. And then they smooching, and you're like, oh, they're right there, and you can't get away. So you gotta try lean this way while they leaning that way, and then him start take off clothes, and you're like, hey, you're taking my clothes off too. You know what I'm saying? Just just cut the side that she's on, because you don't. I'm not trying to have you see me naked. So you over here, so with your back turned away, then them turned away. There. Imagine when them start dogo dogo, and your sister that they are talking about, and you attached to her and you can't move. Yo, that's crazy. But I just say all that to say, even conjoined twins have different lives. You know what I mean? So with that said, we don't get to control how other people live their lives. All we know is we get one life to live. And the more you live it being true to yourself, is the happier that life will be for you. Now, if you want to be immoral to a degree, then that's your business. I think you gotta take that up with the Almighty Creator. You know, I don't think there's any reward in it, but, and I'm talking about immoral as in the other topic we just came off of that I don't want to revisit. But if you feel like you're a king, 4 women suit you, you know, you're a high earner, You're a celebrity across the world. You've accomplished superstardom. It's mansions and private jets and nice cars and caviar, darling, and all this stuff. Then you've earned it. Hey, go ahead, enjoy. If they're all in unison, saying, "Yeah, girl, slapping high five. We think it could work. You know, the house has 10 bedrooms. I'll stay over my side. He can visit when he wants to. We'll meet in the kitchen. We'll meet at dining for dinner. We'll meet, get ready, go out for the evening, whatever. Or he'll choose who he wants today or whatever." People live their lives like that. People live their lives like that. The man say he's much happier now than he has ever been. I see mostly black women saying he's actually gay, so why don't he just come on out the closet? Really? Why that man have to be gay? Why you gotta be gay? I think he's much happier now because that's just how he's built. You know? For some people, they will never find everything in one person. Matter of fact, I'm willing to say that nobody carries everything. Nobody carries everything. Man, you know with the woman right now, you don't have everything what you look for. I know it's a hard pill to swallow. You don't have everything. A woman, you're with your man, you don't have everything that he's looking for either. Right? So it's not just a man thing. Nobody carries everything the other person wants, needs, and is looking for. Fantasizes about, wants to explore with, encounter, etc. The list goes on and on. It's not all gonna come from you. So asking or saying to yourself, regardless of all that, I'm gonna make this person my one-stop shop. At some point, you know, you're like, damn, he got a 4-inch Peter. I don't know if I could work with that. But this is a man that respects the ground I walk on. Everything about him is manly. I love all of that. I love this. I love that. Him fall short. That's all. Ladies, wanna do. Me not talk about the one them we give money. No, me talk about the one them we loyal to them union. You look past that. You said to yourself, say, well, you know, a long-term relationship, I'm looking for a life partner, and there's so much more to a relationship than sexual intercourse. So I could look past that, you know. I could work with that until that becomes whatever. We'll find other ways if he falls short there, etc. Same thing for your man. You just know, say, who you with, just certain things is just never gonna be a staple, even though you would love for it to be a staple. You're like, okay. But she is such a good woman. She done gave you beautiful children. You know, she brings life to you in so many ways. You have to look past the, yeah, but you know, some things you just gonna have to be without. That takes commitment. That takes a certain level of discipline and self-control, and knowing that, well, you know, I could go get that if I really wanted that, but for all that I have in this one person, it overshadows that particular thing there. So I'm building with this and I'm staying right here. Some people are like that. And then other people are like, I need 4 people. I need one that does X, and one for Y, and one for Z, and one for A, you know, and one for B. So it's just how you're built. I think Neo is built like that. Like, he is not cool with being with one person. And he couldn't be true to himself being with his wife, one person. I'm just saying, wherever she falls short, I guess I'm just gonna have to suck it up, just deal with it. He's like, nah, I'm Neo. All the things that she can't do, I can find somebody else. So I'm not happy, and I don't want to live my life not happy. Katanja Empress says you have to compromise and explore the avenues. If they like that lifestyle, me love it. Says RR123. Audrey Wright says some people just willing to give up 80 just to chase the 20 that's missing, but they'll never fit that perfect 100. Oh, that's a good way to look at it. Some people are willing to give up 80 Chad Ochocinco, was it Chad Ochocinco that said that recently too? He was like, man, I messed up big time. I had a woman that was like almost perfect, you know, because nobody is perfect. She was almost perfect. And he was like, I gave up that 80 to go chase a 20. And then got left with nothing. You give up the 8 to go chase a 20 and get left with 0. It happens. It happens. Hey, you know what? I know quite well that money will run out in the end, says Wayne Core. No, Wayne, not everybody money runs out, my friend. Not everybody money runs out. Some people are, well, if you take a person like Neo, for example, if you read through his divorce case, Neo made sure that mother of his children got everything. Like, there was no argument. He'll come up off one of the houses, like, that's hers, she could have it. You know, a couple of luxury cars. Oh, that's hers too. She deserves it. There was no drama in his relationship. He gave away a lot, to make sure that they were good. He's been a star for a long time. He is super invested in real estate, high-end real estate, and many other things. So the man portfolio is diversified, Fred. To just wake up one day and say the money are gonna run out. Nah, the money will run out for people who are trying to do what these people are doing. I wouldn't try to do that. My money can't stretch across 5 women or 4 women. My money can barely stretch across the 1 woman. That's the 1 woman I'm out right now, much less what we are doing 4 women. That's a rich man's playing ground. You know what I'm saying? And I don't care if the 4 of them come and say, we don't want anything from you. You know, it's not about your money. The hell it ain't. Wait till she see this one I get Birkin bag and she want Birkin bag too. And she's still telling you, I don't care what them Chinese people say. I don't want the one that they talk about was made in China and it's still real. Nah, I want the $40,000 one that you just gave Teresa. I'll take mine in orange. Thank you. You get free. I love y'all 4 of them. Valentine's Day. Here, you hear wife around us with our big laugh. Valentine's Day. Flowers alone expensive, my friend. Everybody have to get flowers. Everybody have to get this, that, and the other. Everybody has to be wined and that. That's exhausting. I'm not cut out like that. So yeah, more power to him because that fits his life. You know, sometimes we sit down and watch people life and I say, I want to live like that. It's okay to sometimes say, that ain't me. I'm not cut out for that. It looks exciting. It does. Them 4 girls around him or them 4 women around him look like they're always ready to turn up when he's ready to turn up. And his lifestyle is turned up. Because if you don't know it, he travels a lot, he performs a lot, he stays booked, and he parties a lot. So, the perfect life for them. That ain't my life. I'm turned all the way down. I work, and sit on my couch. I raise my kids. I stay them would have bored to death. Plus, we couldn't afford them. Audrey Wright says that's not a true open relationship to me. It's open for him to do what he wants, but closed for his partners to do the same. No, it's not open for him to do what he wants. It's open for him to be with them 4. He explained it. It's open for him to be with them 4. And them 4 can't have no other man. I tell you the truth, if I was going to do that, that's how the relationship would have to be. And mind you, she's already told you could leave whenever you feel like it. Don't come in here and try to play no games, right? You can't have no other man. I got a lot of money. I got fame. I'm not swimming in no other person's discharge spot. I'm not shoving in where somebody just slid out of. I can afford that. So take away yourself if you're not with this program. But yes, it sounds selfish, but that's what it is. That's what it is. So you either accept it or don't. The thing that I respect about it is it's all on the table. It's all on the table. So whoever say, that ain't for me, I'm out of here. Cool. Grown person decision. I like this. I'm staying. Grown person decision. I left a message on Neo stuff, right? I says, damn, Neo, this looks good and everything. But, hear this. But, please remember that P. Diddy started out this way too. Yeah. It started out with women willingly, WBSK FM. It's a real bad man. Like Ninja Man, real bad man. It started out with, like, CP Diddy situation. It started out with all the women were saying yes. Yep. I heard other people talk about Cassie recently that were there. She was down for everything. Until. Live on the air with SoFlo. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
Morning, brother. What going?
My day, I'm good.
Talk to me.
No, I'm come to think of it, that's something wonderful that you have choices in life.
Jerome, how your phone always sound so? This is
How
Jerome who
it
said, I'm
sound?
going to buy me one phone. I feel phone always sound like.
No, man, 34 worse than my phone, man.
Don't feel phone, so okay, you sound good now. Go on.
Yeah, no, what I'm saying is that, there's no greater feeling in life when you have choices. And you can, if you're in a mood this morning, you have different women, you can just tell her, come sleep with me, baby. It's just like, why these women just not have one pair of shoes? No, because, in life, we always want to have choices. We see people have about 3 cars in their driveway. And woman is moody, and sometimes you just want to have choices. So, but with Neo realized that sometimes he can't deal with all the miserableness sometimes, and sometimes the woman don't want to compromise. So maybe that's his choice.
And
I'm
him a
not
beg
living
some,
Neo's life.
and him a beg some, and him wife I tell him about go back your face.
Yeah.
Yeah. And him
And
have
all
no
I tell
other
you, say,
choice.
we don't have time for that. Alright, she said she tired.
Go
So
beat
now
him
she
on the
turned in
banana
a
tree
mortician
outside.
to work on a dead person. He just lay down in her bed and now move, so.
I saw.
And you did a joke, and I walk out yourself, and you look on a woman just lay down and just turn them back like a dead somebody did the work on. Them things are just.
She told him he's a mortician. Jerome said she told him he's a mortician. That they work for a dead somebody. No emotions.
No.
No connection.
While Stacey and Donna down the road just at every time them see you, them a tell you how they want to swing on the chandelier with you.
Yeah. Choices.
Yes, choices.
Oh man.
But so that I might just hear you. I mean, I'm a fan of comedians, but I've never heard that in one of them set before. So the one where you just talk about his sister them, and the twins are conjoined. So yeah, joke one, and the next one I
Don't
say,
want to be there.
I've never heard that in any comedy skit before. So if one day you ever think of being an opening or can be a major headliner, put that in one of your Yeah, man, it's very hilarious.
All right, sir. Manners.
Yeah, man, respect.
See it. All right, sir. The man said, she turned the man into a mortician. He's working on a dead person. Oh, hold on. They can leave when they want to. Low self-esteem or free choice. They choose to be there. Or 1, 2, 3 says. Whichever one we want classified as. That's the thing. In people's life, they don't care what our classification is. So we are looking from the outside and talk about low self-esteem, why she did that, While that girl is like, I just had the time of my life. We just got back from Paris. We flew with him to Paris. The jet then took us to London where we went shopping and he did a show there. And then we came back. You over there sit on your couch and talk about low self-esteem. Make them do that, people don't care what we saying. You know what I mean? We just out here having a conversation for conversation's sake. But in the grand scheme of things, the message in this is this. Live your life being true to yourself. Your life is short. Remember, I'm telling us that I talked to the old man. The old man was 99. He was about to be 100. And I asked him, you know, he said, I can't believe I'm about to be 100 tomorrow. I was at a facility. Can't believe I'm about to be 100 tomorrow. But you know, he said it all went by so fast. So I asked him how you feel about it. He said, I don't have no regrets. I lived every bit of it. And another thing he said was he's blessed enough to still have memory. Because a lot of people his age, you know, the memory is, you can't even remember the good times you had. He said, I lived every bit of it. And I remember all of it. I just can't believe that. Like him I said, can't believe that the ride is over. This is it. At the end him reach. Because you know you turn 100 tomorrow. You ain't got much further to go, right? The man said, life is short, no matter how long you live. And if you think about it, it's true. Because we're numbered. Our dates numbered. Our days are numbered as humans. I don't know no human that's 300 years old. Some can say, well, I look forward to being 300 years old. You know, me drink that grape juice here every day and eat them dry banana there every day. Me I gonna live to be 300, so me I stay with that. No, we know pretty much where the cutoff is. And the closer you get to that cutoff, I can't imagine the anxiety. But with that said, if you look at it, it's true. No matter how long you live, life is short. Especially from somebody who is at the end or close to the end telling you this. So live your life how it makes you happy. Live your life how it makes you happy. Not because we spend our whole life trying to please other people. Care about how this person think and what this person is gonna have to say and what that person might see or perceive you to be or say to the next person about you. You caring all about other people and forgetting to care about yourself and how you feel and what makes you happy. So Neo, he's living his life how he sees fit. And that's that. My lesson from that is I live my life how I see fit too. Enough people I talk about him, run joke and everything. He don't care. So I'm learning to not care either and just live my life. Right. That's nothing new, Neo. It's called Bachelor or Bachelors in Paradise. He'll fool around and fall in love, then get what the duck got, Lulu says. Only a woman would say that though. A man would never say what you just said. You know? A man would say he's probably in heaven. He's in. You heard Jerome's explanation? Yeah. When you have to wait upon this one woman and woman moody and 1 minute she not talk to you and the next minute her leg them closed and you can't get none and she feel in the mood and imagine having 4 of her or 4 wives. You like I'm not worried about if you not in the mood. I go to somebody else and it's all within the circle. So I'm always satisfied. I'm always my needs are always met. Selfish, but hey, that's what it is. Don't dis don't misconstrue what I said, SOUFLO. Like I said, they choose to be there, whether it's low self-esteem or choice. How did I misconstrue that? You got me stuck. No other man but them can have woman, says Dorothy T. They can't have nobody else, according to what he said. Enjoy life to your fullest. Yes, that part. RR123 says, don't misconstrue what I said. I don't think I did. I'm just saying. At the end of the day, what we're saying doesn't matter to them. That's what I was saying. Right? All right. Whoa, 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 whoa. The conversation of the day leads us to Karmelo Anthony, a 17-year-old student athlete who defended himself, is now on murder charges. This case right here has divided there's a line that's drawn and the line is definitely racial. RR123 says your response was to say y'all are saying it's low self-esteem. That's not my response. That's your interpretation, RR123. I read your comment to let you know I read it, but then I said at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what we think. So it don't matter what we think at the end of the day, which is factual. That woman, none of those women are saying right now, people are saying, so we should stop or we should, they don't care what anybody thinks. And that's the lesson of the day is stop caring so much what other people think when it comes to your personal life, right? Live your life. Jerome just put down the 30 grand the caller told us for the implant. May I put on for me too? The man said it works very well. It works even better than his original one. That gives me hope. Cause if it worked better than my original one, Lord fire, I'm about to be. Let's move on to this thing here. So now there's so much going on in this case, right? So much. This family is receiving death threats. Okay, so let me tell you all what happened. There were 2 students at a track meet. I learned from one of the eyewitnesses that this was not a school track meet. This was a community track meet. So they weren't at a school. However, if you pay attention to media is trying to put it across as if Karmelo Anthony is he's just guilty of everything because he showed up to a school track meet with a knife on him. I am far from 14 years old now, but I told my audience this before. I carried my first gun at 14, right? So I don't see how people are so dismissive that he might have a knife on him. They're in Texas. People walk around with guns in Texas. People walk around with knives on their sides in Texas. So I guess you're not allowed to carry one to a track meet then. I wasn't allowed to carry a gun at 14. Kwame King, I appreciate you. I wasn't allowed to carry a gun at 14, but I still did. And I carried it, and as you can see, I don't have a record. I never used it to rob anybody. I never used it to shoot at anybody. I just made up my mind that I wasn't going to just go out like that and let somebody just take my life. So at a young age, I knew that I had to be ready for when things went down, right? I had to protect myself, save my own life if I can, give myself a fighting chance. That's why that young man has the knife. That's why he carried a knife. Now, on top of that, right, the way how this encounter is described by one guy who was there, one eyewitness said, I was there the whole time, man. And it's time that I speak up because I realized that they're trying to spin this some other way. He said Karmelo was sitting under, they had a tent, and he went under their tent. So it had started to rain, and he went under the tent. Now, this is a sporting event. Many people are going to have their tents laid out, right? So as a student, I go to my kids' games and whatnot, and when we set up our tents in the right, and we join up tents with other people, tent beside tent beside tent. If it's raining, somebody come catch up under your tent like this, it's nothing. So the eyewitness dude said Karmelo he went under the tent. He said that kid was just trying to stay dry. That's all he was doing. He was trying to stay dry because it had started raining. And then comes Austin Metcalf, the white boy. And Austin Metcalf approaches him, and the way he approached him was like, "Get the fuck out from under the tent. We don't know you," like that. And the eyewitness guy said, "I don't even think it was his tent. He just wanted him out from under it. It's probably a tent of some people he knew, but it wasn't his tent. He had a tent, another tent he was under. But he grabbed him and tried to push him, move him from under the tent. And he wouldn't move from under the tent, right? So when he put his hands on him, the young man pulls out the knife. He had a bag with him, and he pulled the knife out the bag, and he said, "Get your hands off me, and don't put your hands on me again. I won't put my hands on you. I'll put my hands on you. What you gonna do? What you gonna do?" And he was like, "Put your hands on me again and see." Now there's about to be an altercation. So they jumped on him. If you hear his brother tell the story, the dude that lost his life, I'm sad. It's sad he lost his life. If you hear his brother, which is a twin, tell his story, the twin said, "We went to move him out of the tent." The eyewitness guy that was there, the eyewitness guy said, "Nah, they jumped him. They jumped him. They were about to beat his ass. They jumped him." He defended himself. He stabbed once. That one stab went somewhere that it cost a life. And now you have this division going on, because now I'm watching the media houses, right? And they're trying so hard. First, they were trying so hard to paint him as this kid that comes from a messed up community, and his family is broken, and he is a low achieving troublemaker kind of person. He just took the life of a pristine child from a all white family that is all together, and he is a student and an athlete, and he was going somewhere and had so much promise in his life, and he died in the arms of his twin brother. How devastating that must be. That's how media brought it out first. First time I seen it, I said, "Yep, he going to prison. He is definitely going to prison, because he a nobody from messed up background. And he went and killed a star student athlete." When I did a little bit of more research and digging, which you didn't have to do too far because it's all over now at this point, he himself, the black dude himself, is a star athlete. He's a honor roll student as well. I said, why didn't they tell us this? Why didn't they say an altercation happened between two student athletes? One put his hands on the other one. One put his hands on the other one, and he defended himself. And it ended up with one dying. Reggae Girl says, "I'm lost a little, SOUFLO. Which one died?" No, the black guy, the black one lived. The black one is who did the stabbing. The black one is who pulled the knife. The black one is who went under the tent to try to get out of the rain, because it had started raining. The white one came over there, put hands on him, tried to move him from under the tent, and it was out of nowhere. And then he pushed himself back under the tent because he's trying to stay out of the rain. And he said, "Don't be putting your hands on me." And he was like, "Well, we don't want you under this tent." He said, "Don't put your hands on me then." "I'll put my hands on you, and what?" And then they went to go put their hands on him again. But by the time they did that, he had already pulled out a knife and said, "Put your hands on me again and see." And they put hands on him again, and he stabbed. One died. And that's where that ended. Now, the media is playing a good part in demonizing Karmelo Anthony. Not to negate the storyline, we are currently on. Did you see about that Florida University shooting? Yeah, yeah, Night TV. I saw that one. Typical suspect. Oh, the Florida University shooting. Yeah, but there's another one. There's another school shooting where it was also a 17-year-old black dude who said that they threatened him. They said they were gonna kill him, and he doesn't want to die. So he planned and plotted and went back to the school and shot 4 people, and then turned himself in. But we're not talking about any of those. There's a lot of shooting stuff going on. The Austin Metcalf and Karmelo Anthony story is the one that is dividing America right now. Because everywhere I go on all platforms, I have every time I see a disparaging comment, he deserves life in prison, animal, criminal, murderer. And I look at who said that, it's a white person. And every time there is a comment that says, it's sad that someone had to die, but he defended himself, etc., etc., it's a black person. So it's a black person that's seeing one side and advocating for his freedom, while they're all white people just want him to do what it seems like, right? You could see the lines are clearly drawn now. So this is the one that you told me about, babe. Tension erupts as the track stabbing victim's father shows up unannounced at the suspect's family press conference. So the family was having a press conference, and the father of the victim, who, by the way, the courts have ordered for them to not have interaction with each other, he found where their press conference was and shows up to the press conference. So the father of the Texas high school student who was stabbed to death at a track meet had an unexpected appearance at a press conference that was being held by the parents of the teenager who actually did the stabbing, or the teenage murder suspect then. Jeff Metcalf, who is the father of Austin Metcalf, who lost his son, Austin, he arrived at the Dallas venue where the parents of Karmelo Anthony were speaking publicly for the first time on Thursday. The video posted on CBS Texas shows that officers from the Dallas Police Department arrived about 40 minutes after the scheduled start of the press conference, and they escorted Mr. Metcalf from the venue without incident. He was not supposed to be there. Anthony family spokesperson Dominique Alexander began the press conference by criticizing Metcalf, the father, for deciding to attend the event, saying that this attendance was a disrespect to the dignity of his own son. Alexander went on to say that he knew that it is inappropriate to be near the family, but he did it anyways. Actions speak louder than words. Yeah, just like how his sons knew that putting your hands on somebody else has consequences, but they decided they were gonna beat up this young youth, this black boy, anyways, right? Carmela Hayes, the mother of Karmelo Anthony, said that her family has been under attack from segments of the public since her son allegedly killed Austin Metcalf on April 2nd. I don't know if y'all know it, but the black boy, and I'm sorry I have to keep saying it that way, but if I don't say it that way, you're going to get mixed up on who is who. So draw the line. The black boy is the one who is accused of the killing, and the white one is the one who is dead, right? So the black boy, or the one who's accused of the killing, he was locked up, and his bond was set at $1 million. And usually they set a bond that high because they know that most people can't pay that bond. And usually a bond that high, you could go look this up, a bond that high is given when the state believes or has strong reason to believe that you are absolutely guilty. In this case, it wasn't such. This was rather questionable as to self-defense. So, of course, they appealed it, and a judge lowered the bond to $250,000. And like I said, there's a division in the community. So the black community has gotten behind the black boy, and they donated a significant amount of money so far. However, they were able to get him out. So he got out of lockup and he went home. They've been having death threats. They're gonna kill Karmelo, they're gonna kill his family, etc., etc. This is Texas, right? So the family moved into a very expensive house. The house it was listed at $899,000, $900,000 house, $1 million house almost, in a secluded, gated community, 24-hour security community. News media from big name news media houses were instrumental in putting it out there to the public that this family took the money that was donated to use in Karmelo Anthony's defense when he goes to court to fight this murder charge. They've used the money to buy a Cadillac Escalade, and they've used the money to buy a big house. So, at the press conference, his mom, his black mom, said, right, whatever you think happened between Karmelo and the Metcalf boys, my 3 younger children, my husband, and I didn't do anything to deserve to be threatened, harassed, and lied about. She said, the lies, the false accusations that they've said about us, especially over the past week, it's been overwhelming. The lies and their amplification put my family in danger. Watch this. It was further found out that all the monies that were, the last time I checked, they had like over $300,000 in donation. It was further found out that they did not touch not 1 penny of that money that was donated to them. They've spun the story saying his father is not in his life. So here we go, right? The troubled black child where their daddy is missing, the absentee black father, the single black mother who can't control her son. You know, they're from poverty, etc., etc. So as soon as they got that money, they took it and bought an Escalade, because black people love Escalades. Turns out they didn't even touch any of that money. They're using the father and the mother are very much together along with their other children. They're using they're using their own money to put their family in a safe place inside of a secluded, gated community. She also addressed the Metcalf family, saying to the family who experienced the loss, my heart goes out to you. Hayes also made a public plea that her son not be expelled from school just 1 month away from graduation, and instead be allowed to finish his coursework from home. Okay, we understand that him going on campus is going to stir up all kinds of emotions. Austin friends are going to want to fight, or they're going to be, you know, and his friends are going to, and it could cause something. So at least let him finish out. He's about to graduate. Anthony, he faces a murder charge. He was released from custody this week after the judge overseeing his case reduced his bond from $1 million to $250,000, and he is now under house arrest and he must wear an ankle monitor at all times. Now, not only that, the judge who oversaw his case and released him, reduced his bond to 250 and got him released. That judge is a black woman. Oh, they're mad. The judge starts getting death threats. Ain't it funny? The judge starts getting death threats. So Karmelo Anthony, he removed a knife from his backpack and he stabbed Metcalf while the two were attending a track meet at Kendall Stadium in Frisco. It wasn't a school event. Metcalf was pronounced dead when he arrived at the hospital, according to the police. According to a report that was obtained from the probable cause of affidavit of the case, which notes that Anthony, the black dude, had distanced himself from the victim and other athletes when police arrived on the scene. The arresting officer ordered him to put his hands up, at which time he allegedly shouted, "I was protecting myself. I was protecting myself." He then complied with the officer's instructions, put his hands up, and requested, as he was led off the field for questioning, according to the affidavit, when the officers referred to Anthony as an alleged suspect, he seemingly admitted to the crime in response, allegedly saying, "I'm not alleged, I did it." That's what the word alleged means. Allegedly is like, I wasn't there, I'm not sure if it happened. That's how we say stories when we weren't there, right? Allegedly, and that's could be used to protect yourself also. So he was just saying to the police officer, "I was defending myself." When they said, "Put your hands up," he put his hands up. He said, "I was defending myself. I was defending myself." They cuffed him, and as they were walking away, they said something. They were questioning him, and they said, "Well, allegedly," and he said, "I'm not allegedly. I did it." But the way how the media is trying to spin it is as if there's some attitude to it, like, it's nothing. I killed him. I did it, which is not what the young man said. He just simply said, "It's not allegedly. I'm the person that's in the story. I did it. I'm right here. But I was defending myself, though." Right? You know what this comes down to? And shout out to my FBAs, Foundational Black Americans, as they call themselves, because that group has turned into a group that is anti every other black except for themselves. I don't know who. I think whoever came up with that FBA BS is an agent. Whoever came up with that FBA BS is an agent. Listen, they always send agents. They always use agents to destroy your community. Anytime that somebody was sitting back saying, "Damn, the blacks from the Caribbean, they're uniting more than ever. Trinidad, Grenada, Dominica, look at them. Oh shit, they're actually uniting with their black Americans. Now we can't tell them. They eating oxtail and chilling together. Look, they're sharing cuisines. We don't know who is who." Oh, nah. Hey, let's come up with a FBA, Foundational Black American. And then we have to have them feel like those others, the Africans, the ones straight from Africa, and the ones from the Caribbean are very different from the ones who are born in the United States of America, to parents who are grandparents or great grandparents who did slavery here, kind of thing. Those are their ancestors. Let them know that they're all different. And the others, when they come and they steal from them. It's got to be something to cause division, right? Because who else came up with that? Who else came up with that? Because here's what happens, right? We're talking about Karmelo Anthony's situation, right? And again, like I said, Austin Metcalf lost his life, and I'm super sorry about that. It's sad because whether he's black, white, green, yellow, purple, that's a child, and it was somebody's child. And he also was a student athlete, promising life ahead of him. It's sad that it happened that way. But how come when they defend themselves, it's cool, but when we defend ourselves, we got to drag this through the courts. We got to dot all the I's and cross all the T's. We got to make sure that it's exactly what it is. It's self-defense. Foundational Black Americans, the ones that call themselves this. When stuff like this happens, oh, now we're one. Now we must stand behind and support and donate to the cause. And do y'all see how unhealthy this is for black people, period? Because here's what's going to happen. When you alienate the Africans who are here from the continent, straight off the continent, when you alienate the blacks from the Caribbean and from other places, when stuff like this goes down, we'll just turn our backs. Where are you from? Oh, he from here? Oh, so they foundational Black America. Okay, so them the people that don't like us. Okay. Minding my black ass Caribbean business. I don't see nothing. That's what you're doing. That's what you're doing. Just like how y'all did in the elections. Y'all tore Kamala Harris down in the elections. She ain't really black. She only black conveniently when she wants to be. Only because she won our vote now, she talking about she black now. She an Indian. And no, she ain't from no damn Jamaica. And they went on and on. And I don't give a damn. Regardless, I'm voting for Trump. Black Americans for Trump. Y'all forget that? And now y'all the same ones are crying. Y'all the same ones are crying because all his policies that are being put into place are hurting you. And it seems like you're in the crosshairs for a lot of stuff to be taken away from you that benefits your community and your people. Most of you are not rich. Your family depend on Medicare and Medicaid. Look what's happening. But I digress. So, that unhealthy stuff that they doing, that y'all are doing, FBAs, y'all better throw that FBA shit out the window and get back to there's unity and strength and keep your damn people together. If they strip all of us naked and put all of us back on one of them damn ships, nobody could look at the ship and tell, okay, that one, he looks like Jamaican. That one looks like African American. That one looks like Guyana, Grenada, Antigua, Barbuda. That one looks like straight off the continent back to Africa. That one looks like they wouldn't know who the hell to pick from who. Because you know why? Because we the same people. And in times like these, when they're about to hang Karmelo Anthony, or they're trying to at least, because I see it. The strategy that I always talk about is called demonization before crucifixion. They have to demonize the character first. And there's a lot of demonizing going on. I encourage you to just go to Google and type in Karmelo Anthony versus Austin Metcalf. Just type that in and hit search. You'll see. There's definitely a campaign on to make that young man seem like he comes from a messed up background. He purposely, mischievously took the life of a promising young white boy. And he must pay. Not self-defense, by a long shot. So when y'all need the numbers to save one, that's when everybody is supposed to be kumbayaing and being one. But when the Caribbean community was like, man, we got a lot of family members who are messed up immigration situation. If this guy gets into power, a lot of our people getting hurt. What did you say? I want them out of here anyways, because y'all just come here and take our jobs, and y'all come here and do this, and y'all come here and take this from us and that from us, and voted against us. You voted against us and ended up voting against yourself. Yeah. So it all comes down to that. And that's the way I'm going to end this one this morning, like this. Karmelo Anthony, according to one eyewitness, or one alleged eyewitness, I wasn't there to see him as an eyewitness to say he was definitely there because I was sitting right next to him and I seen him. He came out on camera. He said I was there. The tent next to that tent, that was my tent. I was there with my child. I watched the whole thing happen. He said that boy didn't want to fight. He didn't want to fight nobody. He didn't want no smoke, no drama with any of them. They put their hands on him. And then the other twin came over there and they were about to jump him. And they put their hands on him again. That's why he was saying, touch me again and you'll see. Because they had already put hands on him. Now, you know, somebody is going to say, well, if they put hands on him, he should have just left. There's a law called stand your ground. The stand your ground law does not require you to run away. The stand your ground law requires you, like Trayvon Martin's situation, the stand your ground law requires you to stand right the hell where you at and defend yourself. Here's the crazy thing, though. Even in the Trayvon Martin situation, that wasn't a stand your ground. What Zimmerman did in Trayvon Martin's case was not stand your ground, but he was able to use stand your ground to save himself. I just saw yesterday the George Zimmerman gun that he used to kill Trayvon Martin sold at auction for $220,000. And one person put under it, damn, this is disgusting. That gun that's usually worth regular price, you could get that gun for $75, $150. It sold for $200 and something thousand, $220,000 because it was used to kill a black kid. Let's not forget Trayvon Martin. He wasn't bothering nobody. He was going to see his dad. He went to the store. He got his favorite pop, soda, drink, yeah, and a pack of Skittles. And he's walking. And here comes this self-designated superhero of the community / neighborhood watch captain following him around. Of course, you know, you're like, hey, why is this person following me around? This is not my community. My dad lives here and I visit, but I live down in Miami. I live, you know, a great distance away from here, but I'm here to visit my dad. Why is this person following me around? Remember, Trayvon Martin even took out his phone and called somebody. And he was talking to the young lady and he said, hey, I'm keep you on the phone because I don't know, man. This guy keep following me. He's following me around. I turn left. He turned left. Hold up. I'm going to turn right here. Boom. I turn right there. He turns there. This guy was told to, Zimmerman was told to stand down by the dispatch. Leave him alone. We have police on the way. They'll be there shortly. Do not engage. Leave the person alone. What did he do? Went around, cut Trayvon off, started an altercation where they had to fight hand to hand, pinned him down and shot him. And because Trayvon was big in body, he wanted to say he shot somebody who was over there to break into houses. The friggin' kid was visiting his dad. And stand your ground worked for him. And he got away. Stand your ground sounds exactly what it sounds like. It is exactly as it sounds. If you approach me with aggression, I stand my ground. I don't run away from you crying, oh God, he's gonna hurt me, and I don't like altercations, so I'm out of here. Stand your ground don't mean you run scared. Stand your ground mean you stand right the hell there and you defend yourself. and you are allowed to use deadly force to do so. So how come it works for everybody else, but when it comes to us using it, it don't work for us? Live on the air with SOUFLO. Good morning.
Morning, Sophie. How you doing?
I'm good, family. How you doing?
Good. First, I want to say about the whole FBA thing. I noticed that they're not telling us to mind our business with this case.
Exactly.
We're always supposed to mind our business, right? This is like
Exactly.
American business. Nobody's telling us to mind our business this time. Oh,
Right.
all right. Besides that, no. I really wasn't paying close attention to the case because I just feel like the news and the country right now is so toxic. I just saw it in passing. I didn't have an opinion because I really didn't study, know the facts like that.
Right.
But yesterday on social media, I saw the mother's press conference, and I said I have to start paying attention to this thing.
Right.
The way the mother explained what is happening. I saw the Daily Mail come out and said the family used the fund for this and that, and I knew I do fundraising for a living. I knew straight away that's a lie. Number one, you wouldn't be able to get that information to do that audit trail to determine where they're getting the money, especially that fast anyway.
Right.
That wouldn't be public information. Number one, so I knew it was a lie. When it comes to the Daily Mail and New York Post, they're very racist publications, and I question anything that they put out because they have a track record.
And I saw it in the New York Post, and I was surprised.
All right. Yes. Oh, New York Post. Yes, the New York Post and Daily Mail. Very
Daily Mail is from
classically-
out of the UK, and they definitely are.
Yes.
Yes.
Very racist
Mm-hmm.
publication. Them two there
True.
specifically. Now these people who every time one thing I can say about the clear people, look at them, they have no honor. They're very self-righteous. They walk around like them, what's it, don't stink. And they are the pinnacle of morality, and the pinnacle of honor and law and X, Y, and Z. But as people, they have no honor. Because the same people who every time unarmed black person is murdered, they find the physics and the speed, velocity of the bullets and the ricochet and this and that law written in 1798 to, at the end of the day, to justify that unarmed black person being murdered, whether it's a woman, man, or child.
True.
No matter if the person's disabled, no matter the person walking away, they always find a way to ensure at the end of their conclusion, it was justified.
True.
That's always their conclusion when it comes to us, right?
Very true.
Now, the same people who like to use the law on us, right? And say it's always justified, all of a sudden they can't find the law. All of a sudden they don't understand stand your ground. Even if little boy had a knife, which I don't approve of, he shouldn't have had a knife. None of these young people, because we know the young people them don't think straight.
Right.
They should not be carrying gun, knife, nothing.
Right.
But that's not a crime.
Right.
That's not a crime. That's a moral issue. It's not a crime. Now, if the young man approached him with the other young man aggressively and said, back off, and then the back off, he has a right to self-defense.
Especially if they're putting hands on him.
If you're putting hands on him. But what they expect from black people is that when hands are put on us, because they still think them a slave catcher, them days, and if you don't show them your paperwork, or if you don't lay down and spread out in full submission like a slave, you are the criminal and you are wrong. This is the mentality these people have. So even though, as you said, young man come from a good family, they already have a depiction because it's just a scratch they need to itch. True. Right? And that scratch just need a little itching to show the true person come out. Because they already have a narrative woven about black people, period. And I'm happy that the mother came out and turned all of those little narratives that they need to sue the media. They need to sue Daily Mail when this done. They need to sue New York Post when this, sue them writing when this done.
And it's funny that you're calling those two out because those are the exact same two that have been pushing this whole he's a murderer. Look at the murderer go. Yeah. They've spent all the money. They've taken the money and used the donation to buy Cadillac Escalade and a house. And that's them. That's those two.
They are, if that lawyer's good, they're going to sue them. Now they're going to buy a house or Escalade. Because by the time they finish sue them to publication for that level of slander, right? They're going to own them. Okay? when they finish. Now they're going to buy escalator and whatever you call it. Now you're really going to be upset. Even the judge. Before you want to hear white people, oh, the judge is spoken, the law is spoken, we must respect the law. Oh, let us respect law again. You're threatening the judge now. Interesting. Oh, so your so-called morality, it's not linear. It doesn't run a straight line.
Right.
You cherry pick based on what you want. You cherry pick based on what serve white people, and you leave the rest. And that's why I say they have no honor. Period.
You laid it out. You laid it out. I can't even say anything following that. We see what's going on. We see what's going on.
Yeah.
You know, sorry, but I have to say this again. You notice how the FBA people are not telling us to mind our business.
No.
They were just over here on this channel asking us in this comment section when I when I had it open, when we went live, why are y'all Caribbean people always talking about Black American business? You know, telling us to shut up and mind our own business.
Mind our business,
yeah,
right?
but nobody is telling us to shut up and mind our business now, though.
No. Because guess what? When we see a Black person being harmed, all the little spats go to the side. We have our own spats with each other.
Right.
You have Haitian. I always say nobody treat Haitian worse than Caribbean people.
True.
We have treat Haitian people horrible.
Absolutely true.
You understand?
Bad and true.
And still, we can move past that and find love.
See.
Today, and move forward.
True.
And we're not holding this big up. Anybody can hold a big up gun? It could be Haitian or the rest of the Caribbean, honestly, the way they have been treated. And we still find love and hold up. And at the end of the day, we sink or we swim together. Period.
Right.
Because when they was going after the Haitian, it felt very personal to me.
Right.
Like that's my family I'll go after. You understand?
Right. True. True.
So all these people who did support Zimmerman, you know how that it hurt me? That thing hurt me.
When there was nothing in that case that said
nothing.
That wasn't stand your ground.
No. You trailed a young
trailed
child.
him. Was told disobeyed the law when they told you to stand down. Do not engage.
And white America was in jubilee. And we were heartbroken. My heart was crushed.
Yep.
Crushed.
I swear, man.
So you understand the value of life when it's yours. But you see, learn to treat people the way you want to be treated.
That part.
Now you know what pain feel like. And the sad part is that the young man father, my heart goes out to him because this has become into a racial political thing that has nothing to do with his child.
Yep.
Nothing to do with his child. Because at the end of the day, all the white people that care about Black people, they don't care about his son.
Exactly.
And the Black people are not thinking about his son either.
Exactly.
Only him, because he had to bury his son by himself.
Right.
And he know that pain. We know that pain.
True.
So it's sad that it turned political, but I'm just saying as a community, learn to treat people the way you want to be treated. Because guess what? At the end of the day, all of it, mortal, no, live forever. And people will forget that when the shoe is on the other foot, until it's on their foot. Now, look at white people ready to start a new civil rights movement. So oppressed by this case. And this happens to us on a regular basis, and they love it. Get over it. It's the law. That's your nation. You know, they have everything for us. And they're doing exactly what they accuse us of doing right now. One case. One case. Can you imagine if they want to kill me off a long time? Can you imagine if it was a day to day, the way we have? You can go in the news and see Black people being harassed and mistreated on a daily basis. They can handle it. So learn how to treat people the way you want to be treated, or God and injustice will come for you. Period. That's all I have to say.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, you listen. She said something just now, right? She said it's sad. It's sad that, you know, okay, so to Austin Metcalf, again, the people, the white people who have turned this into a Black-white issue and just want this young Black man just to, his life be snatched away, they don't care about Austin Metcalf. they care about race and racism. That's all they care about. So they're not even doing a justice to the young man who lost his life in this situation. You know? A slick, hold up. A Slicker Wickajick. What kind of name is that? But I get it. A Slicker Wickajick, shout out to you. I appreciate that. Thank you. Says the Cason Allison stabbing of Joe Ramirez Jr. Hypocrisy. The Cason Allison stabbing. That's a white kid who stabbed a Hispanic kid, and bond was very low, and he was allowed to go, right? So why didn't that make front page news? It's pretty much the same situation because he's claiming it was in self-defense. So why didn't that make front page news? Thank you for bringing that up too. Yeah, it's sad all the way around. It's sad that it has to come to this race thing because race didn't have anything to do with it. Race probably had to do with it from what we've been hearing, because people who go to school with this young man who lost his life, a lot of them were saying that he was racist. His ideology that he perpetuated on a daily basis, his behavior in school, everything says he was racist. He didn't have black friends. He didn't like black people. And probably that's why he took to telling Karmelo Anthony, get your ass up from under the tent, right? And Karmelo fought back by saying, don't put your hands on me. I'll put my hands on you and what? And I'll put my hands on you again. No, you won't. Pulls a knife. He says, put your hands on me again and see what happens. Put his hands on him again. Because they were about to beat his ass like the eyewitness said, or the alleged eyewitness said. He defended himself. As a parent, I wouldn't want to know that it was my child that got killed. But I'm teaching my children, though, if it's raining and your tent is up and somebody steps under it to shelter from the rain, be they Hispanic, Native, white, black, whatever, don't have no problem with that. Because if you're out there, I want to know that somebody will allow you to shelter under their tent because it's raining. You know what I'm saying? We're going to continue to watch this, but for right now, just know that this right here is the case that's dividing America right now. And I compare it to the O.J. Simpson trial, because I was pretty young that time when O.J. Simpson trial went down. We were kids in the house. Like, yo, you see the Bronco driving down the street? You know, the adults around us were more into it. I wasn't no small kid, though. If you think about the year that it was, I was old enough to know what's going on. So I was paying attention. And as an adult, I went back and read through the case files and did research on to find out what exactly took place, what OJ was accused of, everything that the lawyers used to get him off, etc. That's why, as a grown person, I say it was impossible for OJ to have done that. What we did not know is what we're witnessing today is that's exactly what was happening then. O.J. Simpson was a very powerful man. To add to that, he was black. He was a very powerful black man. And O.J. was swirling in the white women, and a lot of people didn't like that. Plus, they wanted the things that he had. Hertz rental car, the millions of dollars he was making, the mansion he had in Brentwood, California, and other real estate, high-end real estate, etc. OJ came up out of poverty. He became rich through football, and then he diversified his portfolio, started getting into movies and advertisements, commercials for, you know, big brands, etc. The checks were rolling in. And then they wanted to take away everything he had. OJ stayed with them white women. You know, kind of remind me. I'm gonna tell the story and then we're gonna end this live. For those of you who heard this before, you heard it before. For those of you who never heard this before, you about to hear it now. So I'm in the army, right? And while I was stationed in Germany, we would go out to party, and we would try to go as far away from base as possible. There were party areas close to the base, but you know, we didn't try to go close to the base because then you buck up in everybody that you work with and stuff. We wanted to explore Germany, so we would go far. I've been to places in Germany to party where only me and the guys who I came with speak English. And the farther you went into German territory, is the more the women want like chocolate skin. Yo, no kidding, because this is a party environment. They'll walk up to you and be like this. Like they want to bite a piece of chocolate. Now, this particular night, because I always travel with, or I went with, we bonded. Black soldiers bonded together because we were in a foreign country and it was very few of us. Not because of racism. But you know, I said, I want to go other places. I want to see other things. I want to experience other cultures. I'm not a racist. So I decided this night I was going to go out with a group of white soldiers. They're going far away from base. We went out, we went to one of those places where we were very few there. And I'm the only black guy there, and I'm getting all the attention from the women. I'm standing at the counter, right, at the bar, because the music that was playing in there, they were playing a lot of rock music, and I wasn't really into rock music. But you know, I'm having a couple of drinks, I'm trying to dig the vibes, and then they started playing a lot of techno. I said, okay, I could try to rock with this. So I'm standing at the bar. Here comes this tall white girl. She sits on a stool right next to me, and she does this. Put her hand right here on the counter, and she just goes. She's staring at me like she in Dreamyland. Now, mind you, before that, when I was dancing on, every time I go to the dance floor to dance, they would just surround me. Okay, so I'm thinking, damn, maybe it's because I'm tall. I know it's because I'm black, because I'm the only black guy there. I was the only black guy there. I could see how all the white people were looking at me, especially the men. What I didn't see until late was how the white soldiers, the American white boys that I went to party with, were looking at me. They were looking at me with venom. And I caught it later. I was like, damn, that's why I went to go stand at the bar. I was like, let me chill for a minute and just, you know, play the scene and watch the landscape kind of thing. And I'm playing the scene, I'm watching the landscape, and here they come at the bar, and one of them she just staring at me like, the girl was staring so long, her elbow was sliding on the bar like this, on the bar, till I heard, boodoof, fell off her bar stool. On my life. Fell off her bar stool. Helped her up, she got back on her bar stool, she just kept staring at me. On our way home, party is done. They decide, hey, we gotta leave. We want to go home. So we have a DD, a designated driver. He's not drinking. He's sober. He's gonna drive. Everybody else is what we call shit-faced, drunk. I'm sitting in the back, right? One of the guys that I went with wraps his arm around my neck. I said to myself, said, I hold that money, I grip my neck so strong, brother. Right? But I'm still like trying to keep myself in, you know, I went out with a couple of fellow soldiers, but this man gripping my neck strong as hell. Right? And he pulls me in like this and kisses me on the cheek. Mwah! He says, I love you, man. I love you. I'm thinking, okay, this white boy shit. That's how they get down. They crazy like that, right? As long as he's not kissing me on my mouth, I know. He's like, I love you, man. Mwah! I love But you know what I can't fucking stand? I said, no, what? What? He said, I can't stand to see y'all with our women. All the rest of the soldiers in the car that were white as well, they went instantly quiet. I sobered up like I never had a drink. Cause all I'm thinking now is you far away from post. These motherfuckers about to done you and dash you in the bush somewhere and drive back to post. And it's all over how white women were coming at you. And he couldn't stand it. He repeated it again. And the driver said, hey man, hey. And then he was like, you know, I'm just playing with you, Mac, you know. Nah, but for real though, I really can't stand seeing y'all with our white women. Said it 3 times. Even after they told him, you could cut the tension in that car. So I took his hand from around my neck like this. And I'm sitting there, arms folded like this. And I sat just like this until we drove an hour and change till we got back to post. When we got back to base, everybody just split up, like went to their own. You know when something went wrong and nobody wants to talk about it because you could feel it. So the next morning, time for meet up at a company. Hey man, you good? What's up? And you know, I'm like, I'm good. You all right? Yeah, yeah. The one who had his arm around my neck and said it, he acting like he did the worst thing. So I want to apologize for what I said last night. I said, you remember what you said last night? He said, no, but everybody else told me. And I didn't mean it like that. I said, it's okay, man. It's all right. You know, drunk people be telling the truth. There's no inhibition. You just tell the truth because you're drunk. It's okay for you to feel that way. and I never spoke to him again. And it was uncomfortable because we worked in the same company. We were part of the same platoon. So now it was like, I'm not going anywhere near you guys. So I took that information, brought it back to my circle of black soldiers. I'm like, yo, I went out with XYZ them. Let me tell you what happened. And of course, the black soldiers are like, man, you could have not make it back to post. I told you, stay with your own kind, you know. But I didn't want to be a stay with your own kind of person because that's not the kind of person I am. I always been cool with all kinds of people. That's just me. Hard lesson learned. You know what I can't stand? I can't stand to see y'all with our women. Okay. I'm going to leave this one right here. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Hey, listen, it's Friday. The weather is beautiful outside for me. I don't know how it is for you. I'm sending some warm vibes to the people who are in cold places. Get outside and get you some sunshine, some vitamin D in your skin. You melanated people, you. Have a wonderful weekend. Be good, like my granny said. If you can't be good, Miss Ruby said to be careful, but it's best to be good. And my grandfather said, I will see you tomorrow if God spare me life. Now, will I see you tomorrow? Maybe. I might randomly go live. We'll see. All right? But be good, man. Be good to yourself. Be good to each other. And no, we don't do the racism thing. That's why it's sad when we have to discuss these stupid ass kind of things happening, being turned into race issues. But it's something we can't escape because it's the reality in which we live. One love. I'm out. Peace.